What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing? Good evening. This is Frosty. We're going to go through a couple items. I found this up above. Wanted to share this with you. Make sure you guys had some information on this. Um, I don't know how I feel about this. I got to be honest with you. I think that there's a great opportunity. I do like this privy. I will tell you that I like this particular privy. For those of you who don't know about this was the second one of the two that were created by 8th Era. This is something that was done by NGC. These have been certified MS-70. They're going to be coming out, and so this is interesting. However, I do like the privy. I think it's way better than the star. The star preview was just something that was it was half-assed. It wasn't something that was very nice. They didn't do a very good job. This one's a little bit better. It's going to be available beginning April 7th. I would be urge caution when you're talking about buying this particular one, simply because it's going to be overpriced. Give it probably, I don't know, maybe a month. Let the prices settle down. You can buy the Star Privy for way less than when it first came out. Nobody's talking about this 8th Era game anyway. But they printed 2 runs of this, 500,000. They're going to do the 50,000 label, I'm sure. Try to pretend and make sure that it's limited quantities, but it's not going to be limited quantities. So just be aware of that. But I wanted to bring it to you so you guys were aware of that. The other thing is, I want you to look at this G, okay? Folks, this is a G. It says, "In God we trust," not "In fish we trust." This isn't a cod, okay? Just like the quarter, it's not a cod. This is a G. It's a very goofy, stylized G, but it is a G. You'll see this thing on the quarter as well. That is a stylized G as well. But anyway, this is coming out. So let me tell you a little bit about what I'm doing tonight. Tonight is going to be, I'm going to be going through Facebook. I'm going to be showing you things on eBay. I'm going to be reporting scam channels. I'm going to be showing you stuff, talking about why some of the stuff people are showing is fake, and trying to do what I can to help protect you and the hobby. I am absolutely fed up with a bunch of the crap that's out there. And I've seen friend after friend, channel after channel get scammed. And I think it's time that we do something about it. So please do me a favor when you pop in, please say hi. Consider hitting the subscribe button. If you like what you see, hey, you can subscribe, but I'll leave that up to you. Anyway, wanted to share this with you again. This Eagle Privy comes out on April 7th. Gary, what's up, brother? How you doing? Thanks for popping in. American Numismatic Association dropped this about 3 hours ago, so this is fairly new. Wanted to bring this to you, and I wanted to talk about some counterfeits, go through some things, kind of debunk a bunch of myths, so show you guys some stuff, and do some reporting live, reporting of channels, fake content, shit ads, excuse me, crap ads, and just try to get rid of some of this stuff. So I will be going over that with you. All right. So there are a couple things that I want to show you. So this is one that it connects to eBay. And I showed you guys, if you guys watched the live stream on Sunday, I talked about this. But again, I have a number of people who came afterwards and said they sold it. Well, it was $1 and it sold on April 1st. But there's a couple things, folks. If you guys are looking to buy stuff like this, I want to point out just some common things. And again, I know a lot of people are like, well, that's common sense. They should know this. But you don't know it if you don't know it. There's so much BS out there. There's so much crap, so much bad information out there in YouTube land that, people need to have good information. They need to be aware of what's going on. And I sat here and I was working on a video, and an ad came across Facebook, and I'm going to show you some of the ads that have come across. I'm going to be doing some shorts. I'm actually going to be creating a couple shorts live so that you can see these. You're going to see them before they even get put on my channel. Show you a little bit about how I do that and what I'm going to be going live with on those. But I also want you guys to understand some of the scams that are out there and just learn how to protect yourself. But you can't protect yourself if you don't have the information. And some of these channels, and I'm going to show you one, there's a lot of people that might watch this that are going to hate me for this. If you guys know Coin Channel Tube, Eric, I'm going to talk to you about debunking some of the Facebook crap that you guys see. I'm not knocking his channel in particular, but none of the channels that I'm going to show you are the Coin Channel Tubes. And I'm going to talk to you about stealing of identities. I'm going to talk about the misrepresentation of information and the scams that are associated with it and how it's hurting people in the coin collecting hobby. So if you want to do that, hey, if this sounds like something that's fun, stay tuned. Again, make sure you're smashing that like. Darren, good evening. How are you? Hope you're doing well. All right. So what I want to do here, the first thing I want to do is I want to dig in because when you see this, this is 2025. Now, if you go and you see the one that I did on Sunday, it was live as well. I showed you my 2024 Privy. Now, this is, um, I have no idea who that is, but sorry. Um, I stream when I want to stream, and if there's something major going on, then somebody needs to let me know. But I don't know what the donations are, and sorry, I'm not donating to them anyway. Um, but the point is that if you look at these particular issues, the first thing is here, delivery from China. That should be your number one item. This is a huge freaking problem. And so if you see this and you see American coinage coming from China, that needs to be your number one flag. Okay. They are located in China, not just outskirts China. It's, so but again, pay attention to this. But what's really important about this is looking at the listing. And they've gotten 8 items, they've gotten 8 sales. And when you look at them, there's a lot of coins that are here. Hey, what's up, James? Good to see you. What's up here is that there are a lot of counterfeit coins. Every coin on this page is counterfeit. Now, there's a lot of these, and I have tried to report some of these, and eBay is making it virtually impossible to report these. But I'm going to walk you through what I would do to report this. So I would contact the seller, and I've already done this. But you can go through and you can kind of see what's going on. It arrived earlier than expected. It's okay. Package was okay. So this gives you the generalized information. It doesn't give you seller information. It doesn't. You try to do this, but it doesn't. But what you can do is you can come down here and let's let's report this listing. Where is it? Where's the listing here? They've changed this to make it harder to report. Where did it go? That's not what I want to do. Oh, it's because I'm not signed in. I would need to sign in order to do it. That's why it's not showing up. So let me sign in on another screen and I'll come back in and we'll do this. But I've got to, so let me pull this off to the side real quick and I'll bring that back over here in just a second. Because you guys don't need to see my sign in information. All right, let's throw that back up there. Now I should be able to see information. Where is the details? Where is the report? It's different on my phone. Report this item. There it is. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually go in and report that these are known counterfeits. So you have listing practices, and you can do a couple different things. Fraudulent listing activity is a good one. Now they're going to look at this and they're going to say, oh, it's fine. And then I'm going to just say that I suspect that it's different. Now I'm going to indicate this is a known pattern counterfeit. from China. Now, the reason that I know that is because every one of these coins is a known pattern counterfeit. Um, a lot of the information is coming from Jack Riley and Jack Young, as it is not an authentic US coin. All right, learn how to spell authentic. And then I'm going to submit the report. And this is what's going to happen. It's going to tell me, okay, it got it. Everything is fine. We've reported the information. Unfortunately, what's going to happen here is probably in about 20, 30 minutes, I'm going to get an email that says we're investigating this. And in about 15 minutes, they're going to say that they've done AI review. And again, talk about the quality of AI, right? Um, we're going to be looking at um, a report that comes back and says there's nothing wrong with the listing. Now, the reason that I'm doing this is that I want to make sure that these things are being resolved. I want to make sure that we're removing these items. And again, I want to report all these things that I find. Okay, so we're going to come back down here. We're going to look at this particular listing, and I'm going to just continue to kind of go down the list. But I'm going to report every listing that they have on here because every one of these coins is a counterfeit. Every one of these coins is a fake. So I'm going through and I'm just going to do this. And again, if this is not something that you want to see, then again, you don't have to be watching this. I just want you guys to understand that I'm trying to do what I can to help the hobby, to try to make sure that you guys get, when you come here, you're able to look for information and find decent stuff. Now, again, the items listed. Indicate that this is not an authentic US coin. Okay, I'm just going to copy this because there's going to be a ton of these. And I'm going to just continue to submit the reports. I'm going to go through and I'm going to be listing all of these. So every time, I don't think the other one actually went through. Every time I go through this, I'm just going to report all of these. Joe McBride, what's up? Hey, Joe, I've got something for you. They didn't actually send it to you. This is the Durban Bell. I need you to email me. I will get this out in the mail tomorrow, and I will make sure that that you get that. I told you that I would send this to you. This was my gift to you, and so I will send it off. So please do me a favor, Joe. Make sure you send me an email so that I can do that. All right, and then again, we just go back up and we just cycle through these. Go back to the next cycle, and just continue to report these coins. Obviously, they sold one for 99 cents on April 1st. So now they're jumping back in. They're going to show another one and they're bumping up the price. Now, this is a common practice. And one of the things is if they get away with it, they will turn the next one and they will increase the price. They will turn the next one and increase the price. And if they can get a number of these to go through, what they'll do is they'll eventually raise it high. Now, I want you to look at this image. I want you guys to look at this image. And do you guys see anything? Let me do this. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit. Can you guys see anything with this coin? I'm gonna go up to the top. And I know it's kind of hard to see, but does anything stand out with this? Again, when you look at the denticles, when you're looking at the coin, when you're looking at the edge, does anything stand out? There should be some stuff. Joe got a Durban Bell. Yeah, well, Joe has been really good to me and helped me get varieties and errors, and he's sent me some stuff, and he's like, you know what, we'll trade. Tell me what you do, and I'm like, no, you know what, you're a good dude. I'm just going to send this to you. He's done so much for other people that is, it's kind of a no brainer. When people are good for the community, they deserve some nice shit. So I wanted to say thanks to Joe, and so I'm sending him a Durban Bell. All right, so what have we got in here? It's not uniform. That's correct, right? Things don't line up, they're not uniform. However, so let me scroll down a little bit and let's look at just kind of the general. Now, you notice over here on the left-hand side, you don't have that channel. Yeah, there's a lot wrong with this particular thing. Okay, you look at the malformed stars. You look at this section of the hair. That hair is not right. The digits, the twos are not right in this particular set. They're close. The five is close, but again, there's not a 2025. We know this coin does not exist. So therefore, it cannot be real. Now, if the coin isn't real, there's a really good opportunity. It's probably not silver, being that you're buying it for $4.99. Because the coin, even if this was a 1 ounce coin, just melt price, if you were looking at this, would make it, a 25 or a $30 coin. So again, we know this isn't authentic. I'm not reporting it just because of hearsay. I'm reporting it because we know that they're not real. And I have had a number of people in my pocket. You guys know many of these people: Jack Young, Jack Riley, Joe Durbin, or not Joe Durbin, excuse me, Paula Bloom, Joe Cronin. There's a lot of people, Chuck Daughtry. Now, if you don't know these names, go look at these names, folks. These names are pretty big in our industry, and they really have come alongside to give good information. And I feel like it's my duty, my obligation to come along and start to just document some of these things and make sure that we're reporting these things and trying to do what we can to get these things off the market. Um, oh my God, there's tons of them. And so I can't tackle them all. But here's the thing. Every one of you has the opportunity to be great for the hobby. All you need to do is have a little bit of information. And so I get so pissed off when I hear people, well, that's stupid. That coin's beat up. They should know that. Well, not necessarily, right? I mean, if you have never collected coins, does MS60 mean anything to you? Well, if you live in California, it's a gang. You do MS70, it's something that people use to clean stuff with. But if you don't know what the grades of the coins are or what you have to look for, then they're not being stupid. They just don't know. And I'm really trying to give people information because I'm learning that there are people in this hobby that if they get a little bit of good information, solidly good information, not like this crap that you see some of these channels where they say this 1995 double die. And here, I'll pull it up on my phone. A really cool one. I'll show you guys this image. This is something that I picked up from um, the St. Jude auction. It's a really cool piece. But I have this really nice coin, and I don't know if you can see that. That's a really beautiful red 1995 doubled die Lincoln cent. And if you look at this, anybody who has any whatsoever looks at this and says, "Oh, that's a nice coin." It's got good color. It's got nice deep red color. The strike is good. But if you look at some of these channels, they show up a beat up freaking coin. Looks like it's been sitting in the parking lot or rummaging through change for 50 years. And they're telling you that this one of a kind 1995 double die no mint mark coin is worth $50 million. This coin is a gorgeous coin. It is a doubled die. It is MS67. And this coin's $100. Okay, so I want to give you good information. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get some of these coins that people are like, you can see them $72 million if you find this. Well, I want to find one for $200-300 and I want to show you the coin and I want to show you the receipt and go, that's not true. I want to show you the quality and the grades. And I'm going to show you one from the coin channel tube and show you why he got it wrong. But I also want to show you that the coin channel tube is being copied. They're being pirated and they're being blasted all over Facebook. And I want to show you this because I want you to understand it's not my opinion. I've proven it. I'm going to show you that here in a little while. Yeah, Joe, it's a great piece. The only piece I missed that I really wanted, and I'm happy for him. Um, I love it when people get really nice stuff. But when Robert got that shield nickel, I was not a happy camper. I really wanted that shield nickel. That thing was flaming. All right, so here's another one. This is a Barber quarter. This is horrible. This is a terrible counterfeit. The date's wrong. The denticles are too far apart. The cartoony face, the ears wrong. There's no detail in the pharyngean cap that's there. There's no detail in the others, but you got great detail everywhere else. This is a terrible counterfeit. If you look at the back of it again, you're going to see there's this die crack that shows up in a lot of these. It's a very common marker. There's also down here, the S is the wrong style S. And so there's a couple of different things. Now, you might ask, how do I know this? Well, I know this because Jack Young and Jack Riley have posted this on their groups and said, look at this. And I've gotten these photos and identified these listings from them. Now, if you don't know Jack Riley and you want to know anything about counterfeit coins, Google Jack Riley counterfeit coins. And you're going to find article after article after article after article after page after page after page after page of information where he buys these coins, breaks them down, identifies them, and shares the information freely. I'm working on getting my information from him. So all the information that I'm showing you today, a majority of it came from Jack Riley and from Jack Young. Check these things out. Jack Young he's an amazing guy. He really wants to protect and grow this hobby. And he really has this thing for counterfeits and he really wants to disseminate good, solid information. So I want to go through, I'm going to do a few more of these. I'm going to go through and continue to report some of these items. I'm going to do this for a few more minutes. We're going to go through and do maybe probably 5 or 6 more of these. Report these for inappropriate listings because again, they're claiming that these are authentic. Wait, hold on. Inappropriate item description is not the right one. Inappropriate seller terms, and nope, that's not right. Hold on, where'd it go? Fraudulent listing activities. There we go. The listing is fraudulent, and then we will paste the standard language that I've done and why. They're not going to do much with this anyway. So again, I just want to show you guys. I'm taking time to take this seriously. There's a story about a starfish, and I talked about this on Sunday. There's this young girl, and she's walking down the beach, and she's looking at stuff, and she picks up a starfish. There's tens of thousands of starfish on this beach. And she picks one up and she throws it in the water. And she walks a little bit. She picks one up and she throws it in the water. And her mom's like, what are you doing? You can't make a change. They're all going to die. And she goes, well, I can make a change for this one. And one of my favorite quotes is that I might not be able to change the world, but I might be able to change the world for one person. And if I can protect one of you from getting a fraudulent coin, if I can protect one of you from getting a fake coin, if I can protect one of you from spending money on your son or your daughter or your grandma or your grandpa, an aunt and uncle, or a friend, if I can save you guys one coin where you don't spend money, you don't go to a coin shop, or you don't go send it in to get graded, and you don't end up looking like an idiot because you made a mistake, then I have done what I need to do. My goal, I don't care if it's one person, one transaction at a time. My goal is to help. And this is what my channel's about. So if that sounds like fun to you, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, check it out. Share questions and ask anybody that's here quite frequently. If you send me something, I'll do my best to answer the question. And if I don't know it, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to go find the person that has the answer and I'm going to give it to you. So let's go ahead and go through a couple more of these. And yeah, that's horrible. Some of the stuff up here is just terrible. Yeah, Stuart, that's right. It only takes one. And it was really sad when our buddy got his son bought him something for Christmas and it ended up being fake. And I tell people, it's like, well, why do you keep bringing that up? Why do you keep bringing that up? That's pretty harsh on him. And it's not, because his mistake is an opportunity for us to grow. It's for us to learn what's going on. They actually got to do an episode, Live Coin QA, where they brought it out. They talked about the coin, talked about what to look for, talked about the pricing of the coin, was actually able to break that down and find out what's going on. And so it wasn't a loss. This coin. Oh my God, this coin always makes me laugh. Um, I don't know what they were on, but this is a horrible representation of this coin. Oh, that's funny. Oh, too much fun. Hey, I got to tell you guys, I was at the grocery store the other day and a lady came up behind me and tapped me on the shoulder and she said, excuse me, sir, can you show me where the broccoli is? And I was like, yeah, I'm not sure where the broccoli is. Walk over to produce and uh, there's none there. I can see the label, but there's nothing there, right? And so I'm like, well, ma'am, I'm sorry, there doesn't seem to be any broccoli. And so I walk over to the apples and I'm going to choose my apples. And oh God, you guys, look at this. I love this one. Um, why don't you put in chat what you think might be wrong with this one? Anyway, I'm at the apple stand and she comes over, she taps me on the shoulder and she goes, hey, can you help me find the broccoli? And I was like, ma'am, we just looked at that. And I was like, well, that's fine. Maybe she didn't understand. She was a little bit older, and so it's not a big deal. So I started to head over to the fish area, and she walked in front of my basket. She goes, "Sir, I need some broccoli." And I was like, "Well, ma'am, I need your help. Can you do me a favor? Can you spell the word cat as in like catastrophic?" What I was trying to do is see if she was all there, you know. And she's like, "CAT," and it was like, "Okay, very good. That's right." What about dog as in like dogmatic? And she's like, that would be uh, DOG. And I was like, outstanding. And I like, can you spell fuck as in like broccoli? And she goes, there's no fucking broccoli. And I was like, that's what I've been trying to tell you. I love that joke. It makes me fun. That makes me laugh. All right. Let's look at this one. All right. Yes, exactly. Haven't you guys been looking for your 1912? 1912 to finish your bullion dollar coin. Yeah. The fantasy year doesn't even exist, not even close. They're off by 30 years, right? So again, understanding your mintages. Now, this talked about this before. If you're going to get a book, this is a really good coin book to get. It is the Red Book. Matter of fact, the Red Book is getting an update. Matt and Mike from the Coin Show podcast talked about this when they were at their show in Baltimore. This is getting an update. This is the Red Book, and this Red Book, yeah, I love that joke, Gary. It's a great one. This Red Book is not good for prices. Don't use it for prices, but what it is good for is to identify the mintages and stuff like that. It's really cheap. Now, here's the thing. There's going to be a new one. It's coming out very shortly. You can see this is 2007, but it doesn't matter. Everything before 2007. So this supposed 1912. This is a Red Book variety. That's what they call these errors. They call them Red Book errors. And why? Because they're easily identified by this book. All you got to do is look up that type of coin, and it's like, oh, this doesn't start. So if we come over here, let's go through, and I want to find the Walker. So let's see, when did the Walker start? Walker started in 1916. Well, guess what? That was 4 years. This coin came out 4 years before the book says it came out. Okay, so this is called a Red Book variety. And so when you're looking at these, simple counterfeits like that can be solved by looking at this book. They're very cheap and they're one of the best things that you can do for coin collecting. Matter of fact, a lot of the stupid videos that you see that talk about the varieties and the crazy crap, they also can be solved by this book. But don't look at this book for prices. because by the time they print this and release it, the prices are out of date. Silver goes up, numismatics change. So this is a great book for looking at the mintages, for looking at varieties and errors, validating things, looking at the years. This is a great book for that. And so if you're going to buy any coin book because you're new and you really want to learn, this is the good one. Now, there are two. There is a blue one and a red one. The red one is for you and I, the standard user. The blue one is for coin people. Now, again, what's the difference? They give you some prices. One is retail, one is wholesale. But the prices, you shouldn't be looking for the prices in here anyway. If you want to know the prices of the coins, reach out to your coin shops, go to eBay sold listings, call one of us. We'll connect you to somebody and we'll make sure that we get you some prices on some of these coins. We can connect you to a number of people who are trustworthy and really have some good information. But again, this is a really good thing to have. I'm not tied to these people. I'm not a sponsor. I don't get paid for this. I'm just doing it because it genuinely is a good book. The other thing that's good to have is this thing right here, the Numismatist magazine. If you guys are new to the hobby and you really want to learn about coin collecting, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go watch one or two of my videos. Tell me that you subscribed and comment that you're interested in an ANA, which is an American Numismatic membership. And if you tell me that you're a new subscriber and you want an ANA membership, I will reach out to you. I will put your name on a list. And at the end of every month, I will draw 5 names and I'll give 5 ANA memberships away. So if you subscribe and you want an ANA membership, then it's open to you. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel, comment on a video, tell me that you're a new subscriber, tell me that you have done that. I'll verify that you subscribed, obviously, but I'm going to give away 5 ANA memberships every month to help people learn about the coin hobby. I really want to help people in this hobby. Lisa, good day. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Again, 1912, it doesn't exist. And oh, wait, huh? How horrible is this? How terrible is the lettering? It almost looks cartoony. Now, when we were talking about the American Silver Eagle, the American Silver Eagle, the $1 bullion coin, didn't come out until 1986. So this is a whole big whopping whatever because this is 1912. Again, it's very important that you know your dates. For instance, the 1769 or the 1796 peace dollar, which came out, 200 years, 110 years or whatever it was, back before the actual peace dollar. Those are Red Book variety errors or counterfeits. You can do that by identifying the other one. Opus, what's up? Good to see you. All right, so let's go report this one as a known fake. Now, this one, I'm going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to report this one as a copyright. I'm going to put counterfeit item, and I'm going to talk that it's actually counterfeit. And then on this one, I'm actually going to list that this coin's creation date is 1986. This was the first year of this coin's mintage. And again, these are going to be scanned by AI. They are going to be looked at by some system. And even though I have proven to you guys that this is 100% a counterfeit, odds are the email that I'm going to get from them is that they have had their AI authenticate and verify that this is actually a good listing. Because somewhere in AI, they've given some BS information that 1921 or 1912 is a good year for an American Silver Eagle. Don't trust AI, folks. It's not good. eBay has proven this. eBay, in my personal opinion, this is Frosty's opinion, knows they sell counterfeits and don't give a rat's ass. They're more concerned about money than they are protecting the consumer. And I wish I could find them and say something in a manner in which they admitted that so that we could get that to the feds and actually get them shut down because them crooked bastards don't need to be open. They're bad for the hobby and they're bad for selling. but they're no better than some of the other ones. All right. So again, we're going to continue to report these. I'm going to do 2 or 3 more. I've done about a dozen of these already, and we're going to continue to go through. And I want to show you each coin, why it's fake, why it's not real. Again, here we go again. Check this one out. 1914. Well, if you look at the numbers on this one, David Carlisle, what's up? Dave's not here, man. Stuart, now you want one. You know, it would be fun, honestly, but I don't recommend anybody buy these, even for novelty. And I'm going to tell you why. And this is something that a lot of people don't think about. And this is Paula Bloom and Jack Young, and we'll all talk about these. Even though you have them, eventually they're going to end up back in circulation because you're going to die. And when your kids or your spouse or your significant other take those coins, they're going to find out that they're no good. They're going to find out that they're junk. And if they don't sell the lot to the coin shop or to the place where they're trying to trade these coins in, then if they know they're fake and they look at it and they verify they're fake, they may just throw them in a coin store. They may just throw them out in the general public and or try to sell them to somebody who doesn't know, and they'll end up in the hobby. And so I don't even suggest buying these. Now I do have some that are here, and I keep these in here because I use these for teaching. Some of them are in slabs that are counterfeit slabs. They're marked copies. I've had a couple people in the chat that have sent me fakes. Gary sent me a really nice one to take photos of. I sent that back to him. It was a fairly decent counterfeit, but he's got it marked. He knows exactly what it is. I took photos, shared it with some people, got the identifying markers, and then we found where the source was and reported it. But I don't recommend that you buy them. And it's not that they're not cool to have, they are cool to have. Unfortunately, um, they'll end up back in the hobby, and that's just not a good thing. So we're going to go back here. We're going to show that this markings, this is the coin's creation date is 1986, and this coin's year is 1914. Impossible. Okay, absolutely impossible. It's not even a possibility, right? There's no way that you can have a coin that is uh, steel that came out 60 years, 70 years before the actual coin. Just doesn't happen. Now, sometimes they do designs. Now, for instance, the quarter. You guys know the Washington quarter, the new ones that are on the state quarter program and the new national parks quarter. That was created by Lauren Garden Fraser, and that was done way, way long ago when she was actually designing that for a commemorative coin. The quarter was actually supposed to be a commemorative, and they liked this design and they ended up using it. Now, they didn't take her design originally. There was another design that was utilized, but the Washington quarter was supposed to be a commemorative. It wasn't even supposed to be a full run. And so it's one of those things that, hey, James, what's going on, bud? Good to see you. Hey, James, do me a favor. Share this out, please. Thanks. Let's close some of these because I got about 3,000 of these freaking windows open. And I want to be able to track where I'm at. Okay. So we just finished reporting that one. That one's done. Let's go do one more. This is the one that reset on me. So inappropriate design description, fraudulent listing activity. It's fraudulent. It's a known counterfeit. Let's submit the report. All right. So that's the one that failed the first time, and we're going to resubmit that one. And let's close that and get back here. I am going to go from this. I'm going to go back to Facebook, and I'm going to be pulling some stuff up in Facebook. And I'm going to be, the next thing that I'm going to do is walking through some of the advertisements that are there. Folks, I've got 4 or 5 shorts that are coming out that are going to bugger belief. An entire set of Morgan dollars for $79, $99, $97. A entire set of CC Morgan dollars. One in the condition that they're doing is $99 to $200. And they're saying that you can get an entire set for $139. There's a penny that is, it looks like it's been literally beat up between a concrete slab and the road. And they say that it's listed for, $17,500. It's just absurd, some of these. And I'm going to show you these. They're going to be released um, in uh, in shorts in the upcoming days. But again, I'm really trying to provide just information so you guys are aware of what the hell is going on and really work on protecting yourself. All right, so let's go choose one more. There was one that was really, again, 1912. Horrible. There we go. I'm not sure if this is 11 or 17 or if it's 77. The ones are totally wrong for this. The stars are not right. The cap bust is too far to the left. It should be a little bit more to the right. The head's too big on this one. And then I don't know about this reverse. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's supposed to be FIFT or if it's supposed to be the 50 cent for this year. So I don't know if the reverse is right, but I can definitely tell you that the lettering in here and up here is wrong on this particular one. Daryl USA, I saved up for a year to buy my first Carson City Morgan, and 6 months after I got it, found, oh, yeah, see, that stuff is horrible. And these are real life stories. Um, I have a video that I did. It's one of the very first ones that I did. I had my YouTube channel for about a year and a half, really didn't do anything with it, just because I was watching people. I didn't know what was going on. I wanted to kind of get back into the hobby, didn't know if I wanted to do this or not. And one of the first ones I did was bought an 1873 trade dollar. 250 bucks, thought I got a steal of a deal. Didn't think the person knew what they had, and it was fake. It was counterfeit. A very hard coin because it's my birth year is 1973. I wanted the 1873. It's $100, the trade coin. It's the first one of that particular series. I really wanted it, and my desire to have it overwhelmed my common sense, and I made a bad purchase and weighed it, checked it, talked to the seller. And the problem with this one is that the seller genuinely didn't know it was fake. They had bought a new one to replace their typeset book, and the one they bought was authentic. Unfortunately, this one was not. And so I worked with him. He talked with people. I got my money back, and I sent him back the coin. And I said, I want you to utilize this for whatever, but I did mark it. He got it back. We talked about it. We still talk. He comes into the channel every once in a while. And we were able to work through things. He was genuinely a good guy, but he had the fake coin and didn't know he had the fake coin either. And so these things happen, and they're not failures, folks. These are not things. You're not an idiot if you make a mistake and you buy one of these. Now you're foolish if you do it over and over again. Um, Learn about it, like get some information about it, but make mistakes happen. It's not a failure until you give up. And like I said in here, every one of you has the capability to be an extreme force in this hobby, to find something amazing. You just need some good information. And I'm hoping that you guys see that I'm trying to give you that. So again, I'm not asking you to trust me. I'm hoping that my words and my actions, the videos that are there, and the people that are in chat can speak for it, and then you can take somebody else's word for it. Okay. I'm not asking you to trust me. I learned long ago that the person who says trust me is selling something. I'm not selling or buying coins. All right. So let's go this one. Let's go ahead and fire this one off. Let's report this one. This is a horrible coin. Let's go ahead. I'm going to do the copyright on this one. This is definitely wrong. And this is not going to go through. There, we're going to get an AI thing. I'm going to pull up the report here in a minute. We're going to fire these off, and now I'm going to end this, and let's bring this over here. I'm going to go log into Facebook. And let's start looking through some Facebook stuff, and let's see what we can find. All right, let's throw that over here. Whoops. Did that work? Nope. Hold on. What happened? Got too many things open. Let's get that set. Frostbite coins. This is a new channel. And it's a new channel. Oh, look at this. The very first one we see is our buddy, the coin channel. Now, again, this is not the coin channel tube. This is not authentic. Now, I know this is not authentic, and I'm going to show you why I know this. A little bit of research and a little bit of investigation work will show that it's not real. So I'm going to move this and I'm going to show you something. Hey, what's up, Copper Coins? What's going on? Now, this guy, um, I'm assuming that this is Chuck because I think Eric's probably asleep already. Good to see you. This guy is extremely knowledgeable. If you have any questions about copper cents, please go check out Copper Coins. This dude basically wrote the book on them. He is an esteemed artist. His jokes suck almost as bad as mine, but he's a wonderful dude and he really knows his stuff. So go check that out. Hope you're doing well, bud. And I did get your email regarding the counterfeit and what's going on. I think it's a great opportunity. So when we have some time, let's talk about that because I think there's some really, really cool things going on. Philip the board, hope you're doing well, brother. So I'm going to come into, I'm going to pull into this, and what I want you guys to do. Oh, look, I'm live. Imagine that. Chuck in the flesh. Woohoo! Chuck Daughtry is in the house. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to go to my shorts and I'm going to click on something because I want you, again, I don't want you just to trust me. I want you to see that I've actually investigated and looked at this. And here's this short. Okay. Now, this is Eric. Now I'm going to pause this. Okay. Now I'm going to lay down some of the background behind what's going on and what I found in this particular one. A lot of people see his face, and this is pattern recognition. And um, if you talk to Chuck, we've talked about this LiveCoin Q&A. The three of us got on and we talked about identity theft. We've talked about the theft of content, and this is happening in mass on Facebook. It's something that's taking Facebook over. Facebook has announced that they're not going to be blocking spam accounts, fake accounts. They're like, it's too much work. We're not going to do it. You need to be smart about the way you navigate through your stuff. Block them if you don't want them, but we're not doing anything with it. But because of that, it's very important that you guys understand some of the pretense behind this. So I'm going to open up another YouTube window and I'm going to show you the actual coin channel tube. And I'm going to show you why this isn't him. Now, I will tell you this. There are things about this guy I don't like. I do not like some of the videos that he does. I do not like the way he talks about it. He gives out some good information, but most of his information is incomplete and leads you to an assessment that is untrue. He doesn't lie to you. It's a deceptive tactic. And I don't like that. But this is what I want to show you. Now, I'm actually going to go up here and open this up. This has got to be full window. So I'm going to make this full window so you can see this a little bit more. And I want you, this is going to be very hard to read. 4.7 million on TikTok, 1 million on Instagram. And then he has his YouTube channel here that lists at 1.36 million. He doesn't indicate that he's on Facebook. He's actually not on Facebook. He will post stuff, but he does that through his Instagram. If you look at that information, a lot of that stuff is not valid. Okay. Now, when you look at this and you look at his social media, he does not list Facebook. Okay. Now, you can identify this by looking at his email address, and you can find that. You click submit, you'll get his genuine email address. This is the one that's here. And if you're looking to validate and verify that information, you can actually go through and look at the emails associated with those accounts. So you can actually investigate this. Okay. This is his real account. This is not. Now, I'm going to show you there's multiples of this, And unfortunately, I might have to pop this out so that you get a center view. So let me shift this a little bit. So you, quit jumping back up in there. So you get a little bit better view. And I'm not going to play the audio. I'm just going to say it out loud. But what I want you to look at is I want you to look at the names on the accounts that I'm showing. So this one is Matthew, 79,000 followers, digital creator. And when we look at the content information on this particular site, he talks a lot about no mint mark coins. Here we got another one, Coin Channel Tube, 19,000 followers. Does that sound familiar? No, it doesn't. Look, all of Natalie, Thomas Toe, these are all utilizing his personal face, his information, screenshots from this, and now he's talking about $half worth up to $10,000 a piece. But here's the thing, in order to find it, you have to actually go click on the item down below. Now, if you go to the item down below in that particular item, again, here's another one of the fake accounts. If you go to the item down below, it's a URL. That URL is utilized to actually steal your information. So that URL takes you to a website. That website actually brings up a message, and that message states that you have a virus on your phone or you have a virus on your computer, click here. And you take it, and there's a spam bot that actually goes through. There are channel after channel after channel after channel after channel on Facebook that has this same structure, the same image, and the same basic thing. And when you look at Coin Channel Tube and then the Coin Channel, you can see that they list things like the 1975 Noah's dime, but they show one down at the bottom. You can see that's clearly a circulated Philadelphia coin. That is not the actual one that you would find in that particular set. So when you look at these particular items, folks, you got to look at this. My name is Frostbite. This is actually my YouTube channel, 25 followers. This is brand new. This is me, okay? But it doesn't mean that somebody can't take my stuff, copy the thing, and create a channel that looks like mine. So how do you do that? How do you protect yourself? You ask. Okay, so you go to people, you come to like my YouTube channel, there's only one Frostbite Coins, and you say, hey, what is your URL for your Facebook account? Now I'm going to let this play again for a little bit. I'm going to talk about this, and I want you to look at the sheer number of accounts that have stolen his information, his identity, his videos, made their own crap ass AI video content, and claimed it as his. Now, is he going to argue this? This is one of the problems that I have with this. I don't know. And I have challenged the users and the followers that are part of his subscription plan to reach out, because I would love to have him online and talk about what he does in the situation. How does he dispel the myth? How does he dispel the crap that's out there from these other channels? I haven't heard anything yet. Probably won't. Why? Because the pattern recognition in this particular case is causing people to go to his other locations. When they see his face, they associate it with millions and millions of people. Therefore, the information must be correct. And that is not true. Okay. And I've done this. I have shown video after video where I'm breaking this stuff down. I'm going through, I am reporting these things, I'm reporting the channels. Every one on here I have reported as fake. I've sent them the information, the screenshots. I've showed them what happens when you click on the links. I've taken my virus scan and I've taken that information, shown the reports, and provided that to Facebook. I've also provided it um, to a couple of the people in the community who have the ear of various agents to watch these things. Okay, so this is very common. You guys really need to be paying attention to this and think critically. Okay, so it's impossible to tell all the time what's good and what's not. So, how do you do it? Well, this is what I'm trying to help you do. I am not the person who knows everything about coins, but I can tell you what I am. I'm not afraid to research. I'm not afraid to investigate. I'm not afraid to go look for the information. I'm not afraid to build relationships. And if you ask Copper Coins in here, you ask OC Stacker, you ask Jack Gallman, you ask Philip DeBoard, ask these people that come into the channel quite frequently, and they'll tell you that's exactly what I'm about. I want to help this channel be protected from the malfeasance that's out there. I can't change the social media world. I can't stop this from happening, but I can hopefully protect one of you from getting caught in the shit show that is numismatics on social media. Connect you with people who actually know what the hell is going on. That is what matters to me. So I'm going to come back out of this and I'm going to close this particular one. I'm going to get back into the YouTube. I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to go back into my Facebook, back into this, and we're going to go here. Now, once again, I just showed you multiple solutions, multiple channels that did this. And I explained to you what's happening. And here is a prime example. Look at this coin, $12.4 million. It's still in circulation. You can find this in your pocket change. And you know what? You absolutely can find a 1951 Denver in your pocket change. But you need to move that decimal point over to the left 2 spots. And you need to take that million and scratch it out. And you need to say that you can find them in circulation, but this is a lie. Now, what did I tell you that happens? They send you somewhere else and it takes you to this site. And if I click on this site, and I'm not going to do it right now because I've blocked some of this stuff and I'm going to get an error message and it'll relay personal information for me. And I don't want to do it, but I don't want you clicking on it. If you want to see this, there is a video that shows you exactly what it is. Go check it out. But you'll see this in every one of them. And why? It's a scam. They're trying to scam you out of your information, utilizing faces and people and content that lures you in because of your desire to make money. Everybody wants to find something cool. And as I stated before, every one of you has the capability of being an amazing force in the hobby. Maybe it's not coin collecting, maybe it's stacking. Maybe it's protecting yourself from gold fraud. Maybe it's identifying silver coins that aren't silver, they're actually copper. Maybe it's identifying, fake ones like this where they actually do some really cool. This is actually authentic silver. It's 2 ounces. It's a really cool piece. But maybe you can teach people how to do this. Maybe you have a way of explaining it once you learn it that somebody else will understand that they just don't get that from me. Every one of you, if given some good information, has the opportunity to be that starfish, that girl with the starfish, and throw that back in the water and impact that one. That's all I can do is try to give you that information. So I want to walk through a couple other things and show you some of these elements and walk you through some of these items. I'm not knocking Eric from the Coin Channel Tube. I'm just letting you guys know that people are utilizing him to manipulate you. And that is a shit show in my book. All right, so I'm going to come back up here. I'm going to bring this live because y'all don't need to see this. Let's go through. Jack Gallman, by the way, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. I'm going to zoom this out just a little bit so we get that full screen. And then let's scroll down. We already got this. Let's close this out and let's find something else. Oh, hold on just a second. We're looking into it. Okay, so I'm going to show you this real quick. Hey, Frosty, look, we are looking into the content. We are going to investigate it and we're going to tell you what we think is going on. So in a few minutes, when they tell me that it's an AI review and that their bot, all knowing, all powerful, tells you that an American silver eagle from 1912 is authentic, you'll know that you can't trust AI for coin content. Okay, and I'm going to prove this that eBay sucks when it comes to doing this. I'm going to show you. I showed you in the coin book the first year for that is 1986. And if their AI comes back and it says that it's authentic, then we know that they're not actually checking and scanning these because they can't have that right information. All right. All right. So let's scroll down a little bit. Oh, you know what? Let me show you this one. This is another fun one. Let's take my ugly muggly off the screen and let's put this here. Now, these are interesting. I've seen a lot of these come up recently. I actually have 3 of them sitting in front of me. And if you don't believe me, and this was not by design, by the way, it just happened. I actually have 3 of them here. Why do I have them? Well, these are not graded slabs. These are just slabs that have a fancy label on them that tell you what they are. That's all they are. They are, there's no up price for these. And if you're paying up for these, you're losing money. They're just slabs. Matter of fact, if you try to open an authentic slab, do I have one up here? I think I took them all. I think I took everything back. I was doing a video earlier and I took them all back to my storage location. So I don't think I have any slabs here today. If you open this up and let me crack this out of here and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So PCGS, NGC, CAC, they all have slabs that are sealed. Now they are sealed through ultrasonic or through heat or whatever. But this one, you can slide your little finger in there and you can open it up. You can buy these on Temu. You can buy these on Alibaba. You can buy these all sorts of different places and you slab your own stuff. You can put whatever label you want on there. And if you look at, and I'll be showing you one of these here in just a few seconds, Jack Riley actually buys these and puts the counterfeit coins in there and labels them as to what the counterfeit is so that he can track and monitor these. You can buy these a dime a dozen. Now, I bought these in the St. Jude auction, but I bought them because 2 of these coins are going in my typeset book, not because they're fancy, but they're decent proofs, and I need to upgrade the 2 proofs that I have in there. One has a scratch, one is cloudy. I wanted to upgrade them. They were very cheap, so I picked them up. Not a big deal. So if you're going to buy these things, understand that this particular thing is not worth more than just the general value of the coin. Do not look at PCGS. Do not look at NGC. Do not look at CAC. And look at these and think that you're going to get those prices from this particular item. These are not graded. They say brilliant uncirculated, but that's their opinion. It's not a TPG. They're not a professional grading company that has actually had people look at this. Even the TPGs sometimes get it wrong. This just tells you that it's somewhere between MS61 and MS63. That's all that tells you. But they don't actually tell you. It could be right at the very bottom of that. It doesn't actually tell you what the coin is. But if you're looking for the coin or you happen to find one of these that's in the year you want, maybe it's a key date or not, just pay for the coin. Don't pay for the holder because the holder's not worth anything. Okay? Again, it's the exact same one. You can see that listed above. That is the exact same thing. I didn't plan that. It just kind of happened. These things are rampant now. So be aware of that. They're all over the place. Do not pay up for these. Okay? Now we go back through. Oh my God, we got another one. Adrian Shriver. Imagine that. Now check this out. What is the red thing pointing at? Do you know? Can anybody in chat tell me what the red thing is pointing at? This is one of the major problems I have with a coin channel tube. Not this one. These are fake. These are not his actual accounts. These are not Eric's accounts. But I have problems with this because $35,000 for this 1970 quarter. This is clearly circulated. It has damage on it. This is a damaged coin. There's nothing special about this particular coin. The thing they're pointing at is what? Nothing? Strike through? Maybe? Maybe a clash? What is that? a wide, a wide rim. Yes, yes, that's a good one, Daryl. That makes me laugh. What is this? It does. That's nothing. There's no design element there. Like what's going on? I would be more concerned about this little Pareidolia thing that's going on here. That looks like an S. So let's click on it and see what's going on. Oh, of course, it's a micro image. You can't see anything, even if you zoom in. That you can't see anything there. Um, what is this? It's nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But how much is this? Oh my God, this is a $35,000 coin. Holy shit. Let me check my pocket change. I might have that is a 72. Man, that's a little bit better quality than that one. Let me check. I got some change in here. I would love to find a 1970. Let's see, that is it's nickel. That is oh, here's a couple fake coins. I was talking to you about having counterfeits. Um, it's invisible ink. Yes, Opus Singer. That exactly. But the point is that it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. This is it's circled. It's something red. It's to draw your eye, and they focus on that thing called pareidolia. Pareidolia is your mind wants to see something. It can't handle just nothing. So you see faces. Have you ever looked at a cloud and seen an elephant? Pareidolia. Have you ever looked at a 1916 mercury dime for 45 minutes and all of a sudden the D slowly starts to appear? It's pareidolia. Your mind sees what it wants to see. One of the worst things that you can do in police investigations is take eyewitness reports. Why? Because even as you're talking about it, your mind changes the details. This is nothing. And you see this all the time. Now, I told you this particular one, again, this is one of the many that I showed you just a few moments ago. And if I click on this, what's that first thing that's going to be there? What is it going to be? It's going to be that link that takes you to what site? 1011 News. It's going to be another one of these sites that tries to steal your information. It's going to try and grab your information, pull stuff from your browser. It's going to pull your history. It's going to look at some stuff, and it's going to pop up a message that you might have a cell phone virus, or you might have a computer virus, or you might be due for something. And, all of a sudden, here you are, and we're going to have problems. Don't fall for this crap. None of it is authentic. None of it's real. Okay. This is all scam. This is all fraud. This is all bullshit. That's all this is. Um, LO Frostbite Coins 1960. I see it. Well, again, I have one that has it's a really just well placed piece of damage. And I've looked at it and I'm like, Paula, come on, look at this again. I so want that damn thing to be a D. Because it's a nice coin. It just has damage. And I know it's just a regular 1916 Merc time. But if it were in that one, we're talking about a $4,000 coin. It's a huge thing. Michael Stacking, member for 13 months. Thank you so much for this. I appreciate you being a Planchet member. Again, lots of support, comments on a lot of things, including my stupid dad jokes. So thanks, Michael Stacking, for that. I appreciate you. You will not hear me ask for super chats or memberships, but if you're going to do something, I prefer you gift memberships. It helps bring people into the community and helps people feel like they're a part of something. So if you decide to do it, I would recommend that you do that just because it's nice for other people to receive those. All right, so let's go ahead and go back down. What I want to try and find is I want to try and find an ad. Hope this helps. Let's see what he has to say. Nothing. 251 comments. Did receive this heartfelt email yesterday. Pennyverse, again, another one of these sites, probably taking a video that he actually did and they brought it over and they're manipulating it. Now, is this actually him? Well, I don't know. But again, most likely this is leading to a shop, a thing like this. This is an advertisement. If this is him, if this is actually the coin channel, this is actually him. So let's click on it, see what his viewer, 128,000. That's probably close to him, except this is a Chinese lady and these are most likely Chinese counterfeit coins. So again, probably not his channel. Eric would not have a picture of a Chinese lady holding which I believe is the $1 million kangaroo. She's standing next to it. This is probably not something he's going to post here, but it very well could be. I don't know. But again, you see his videos. This could be something that's actually authentic. This actually could be his channel, but we can tell you that the other ones definitely were not. Like this one, this is definitely not his channel. And if it is, here's the issue that I have. If it is Eric, and if he's doing this, he is manipulating you and feeding you false information for money. That is crooked and that is wrong. So I want to get it from the horse's mouth. I challenge him to contact me and show me that they're not done. And let's work together to shut some of these things down. It's his channel. He has more power. He's got the subs. He's got some weight behind him. He could probably get these things taken care of. So I challenge him to it. I don't think he'll take it, but we'll see. If you guys are a subscriber to him, tell him I challenge him on it. I want to talk to him. I want to see what the story is. Again, here we go. This is somebody else that is not him. It's not his channel. This is somebody that shares their information and they generally talk about it. This is again, they're taking his information and they tell you, oh, wait, hold on just a second. This is that same shop. Is this his shop? I don't know. I'm not going to click on it. But again, this is not his channel. I know this because I've talked with these people and asked. This is not him, but every one of their channels pulls this information. So what are we doing? We're talking about pattern recognition. With tariffs, that kangaroo will be $2 million by the end. Maybe. What are your thoughts about that? Tiger and I talked about that earlier today. We had a good little discussion about tariffs on Stack Collector. Stack Collector is something that we get numismatics and stacking together. We talk about that every week or two. Again, here's another one. Same thing. Same general style. They take his videos. Is this him? We don't know. But if you look at these comments, I bet you that first one is taking you. Oh, this one doesn't do it. This one doesn't do it. That's pretty odd. But one thing you'll notice about these particular items, he never responds. They never respond. So when somebody asks what's going on and they, hey, have this, what I have this, found this thing, and I found something that's cool. I actually know this guy. He's been in my channel before. Hopefully it's not the same guy. I'm going to go look at this and find out. They never answer. They never respond because they're not concerned about giving you good information. That's not what these guys are about. They're not about giving you solid information. They're about clicks and they're about getting information from you. As we go down, you'll see it's just over and over and over again. Now, let's find an ad. Come on, we've got to find fan club. We should be getting some ads here shortly. Coin Collecting University, 1982. That's a proof. Let's see if we can find one. Tracker, $117,000 for a penny. Oh, check this out. Hey, Chuck, you're rich, brother. You're rich. Look at this, the 1909 VDB. Phew, this has got an S. Check this out. $117,000. Outstanding. This is really cool. Is he saying that you can find this in your pocket change? An MS66, MS65. Yeah, what do they say? They say nothing. Oh, here's another one of those slabs, right? We see these slabs all the time. These slabs are not really anything. Again, these things they're not real. They're meant to draw you in. 1968. Oh, here's a really good one. 1968 No S dime. Chuck, is this a proof coin? Chuck's going to chuckle. He's like, you know the answer to that. We can look at this and know the answer. We can look at some defining characteristics of this particular coin and know it is or it is not a proof. I'll let Chuck answer though, because you guys can hear it from the horse's mouth. He'll probably actually tell you exactly why, but we'll give it just a minute. How about everybody else in chat? What do you think? Is this a proof 68 No S dime? Sounds like a plan. Do me a favor. Bring Eric and bring oh God, I just forgot his name. The ED doctor. Come on, what's his name? Brian. You just stop by, pick up Brian, and you guys let's go talk coins. Yeah, this is not a proof. There's some defining characteristics of this particular coin that show you it's not a proof. And again, folks, if you're learning stuff and something and you're getting information from this, please subscribe to the channel. Okay. I can't handle the proof. You can look at the rim. The rim on a proof is very square. There's a very solid cut. The fields are going to be different. This is clearly a circulated coin. You can see that it's definitely been rubbed, most likely been cleaned by the look at this. You can see this, but this is not proof fields. This is not what this is wrong. The field is wrong. It's just not a proof coin. So they're showing you something that you can find in pocket change, but it's not a proof. So here's a question for everybody in chat. Okay. And again, there's no wrong answers, only opportunities to grow. Okay. Again, every one of you has the opportunity to be really good at this. We just need to give you a little bit of information, right? I want you to be able to start identifying these things. Where would I have to look to find a 1968 proof coin like this? Where would I have to go? What would I have to look at? Now, is it beyond the realm of impossibility that you could find this in pocket change? No. It's just highly improbable because you're going to be looking through these in one particular place, in one place alone. Okay. Proof is a way of striking a coin, not a condition. Yeah. Well, but that's the thing. The elements on this coin are wrong, right? And so you can look at it. You can see the rim's not there. You can see that the field is not right. You can see that the general makeup of this device is not right. Yeah, exactly, Opus. You'd have to go to a proof set, right? Oh, Chuck has jokes. I love you, brother. Yeah, you'd need to be looking in proof sets. And let me pull up a 1968 proof set so I can show you guys what that would look like. You'd find something that looked like this. Okay, this is a proof set. And this is what you'd have to find the dime in. Okay, now you look at this. This thing is selling for 13 bucks. They're not rare. The problem is that the coin itself is. Okay, they're rare because they're hard to find. They're rare because there's only a few of them. But in order to find them, you would need to be looking in things like this, and they're very hard to find. Now you can find one of those much faster than you can find the 1975 No S, or you can find them on Etsy and Temu. Don't forget about Temu or Alibaba, but they're definitely not genuine, right? So again, when you look at this, just think critically. So look at the information and look at what you see. A proof coin. A proof coin is going to be really nice. Now go back and look at the details of this particular coin and go to PCGS, go to NGC, pull up this coin and see the coin. Did they use the exact coin for that image? And if they have, well, then did they list all the information? Did they tell you where you could find it? Did they tell you how many have been found? Did they tell you what it went for? Did they tell you where they found it? And if they didn't give you all that information, then they're probably not trying to teach you. They're probably just trying to lure you in and get information from you. Flag City, good day. Hope you're doing well. Okay. As we go through here, I want to find some more of these. Again, here's a great one. Look at all these coins. What are the values? 90% silver. You can find so much money in these. No. Here's a great one, a Doja Quarter. Check this out. $10,000. And they show you one that's beat to hell, right? It's all got all marks on it. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. I just showed you what a double die MS67 1995 looks like, and it's worth 125 bucks. This is definitely not Mint State 67 or 68, right? So look at those things, and there's a lot to learn, but this is where you come alongside people and ask questions. Oh, my favorite company, not. That is something that I showed the American Numismatic Association put out 3 hours ago that the Eagle Privy is going to be released April 7th. So if you're interested in looking at that, I can show you that picture. I just will not go back to that company because I have boycott that company. Bullion Shark is crooked. They lie and they hire people to tell lies about other channels so that they can get clicks, and I don't support them. Oh my God, look at this. What did I just tell you? The 1975 No S. Amazing, right? Um, this is one of two, and this is interesting. Something's wrong with that. That's not a proof coin either. That is a Philadelphia. There's a coin in St. Paul that hoards proof sets. I'm sure there's a lot of people that do that kind of stuff. But again, you would find the 68 much faster than you would find the 75. There's only two of them known to exist. Oh, and they're owned by the same people. Interesting, ironic, maybe. When you look at these rarities and stuff like that, it's really interesting to look at the conspiracy aspect of this from the mint. I'm creating a story. I'm not going to talk about it yet, but it's going to be something where I've got some manufacturers that I've been talking to. I've got some people who developed something for the mint. It's not being utilized anymore due to a company changing a process with the actual minting process that helps identify and prevent certain types of errors. I'm going to be talking about that in a video coming up pretty soon, so pay attention to that. Let's see. I really want to find some ads. Again, same person, same family, takes his videos verbatim, pulls them straight from TikTok and brings them in. Again, it's just crazy stuff. Uh, Loin von Loincent 1972. This is a lovely counterfeit. Um, let's see. I'm not seeing any ads. I would love to find some ads. Normally the ads show up in these little videos, but I'm not seeing any. Do 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 do. I can't find one. 1960. Oh, is this a no mint mark? Look at this, a no mint mark dime. 1965. None of them had mint marks. Amazing. Yeah. So we talk about all of these things. Uh, all of this stuff, man. Sometimes they're cool, but this is just a die chip. It's nothing crazy. Extra branch. I mean, it's just fancy names. There's nothing really here. I want to find. Wondering if they want to call that a Henning. I'm not finding any ads, so I'm going to have to show you one that I'm creating on YouTube. I'm going to actually show you one of the videos. Let me pull this up. I don't want to share too much personal information, but I will show you something that I'm working on. I believe I have it up. Oh, actually, I don't. It's on my phone. Let me pull this up off of my phone and I'll actually show you. This was an ad that I found uh, today. It came across the reels, and it was an entire set of um, complete collection of Morgan silver dollars. Okay, a complete collection. You can get all of them, and it's on sale for $97. The company that you have to buy it from is called the United States Mint, and so what I've done is I actually got a thing where I actually pulled it up and I reported them, said that this is not the U.S. Mint. They're falsely representing themselves. And again, reported this. And I'm trying to do this with ads as well as channels and bad videos because again, it's very important that I try to do what I can to improve the hobby and try to give you guys good solid information. Um, Frosty, look up the 1987 American Silver Eagle struck on a 3 millimeter. A what? 3 meter sanding disc. What the hell? Hold on. You've piqued my curiosity. 1987 ASE struck on sanding disc. Interesting. Graded MS-64. Ah, oh, this is the fundamental failure in the grading companies. Um, the technology that I'm going to be talking about in this video is um, the reason they created this is because of stuff like this. Um, a 3M sanding disc. Wow. So here, folks, this isn't a joke. This is actually real. Flag City. This is, yeah, 3M company. I got it. I didn't recognize that. Um, yeah, no shit. It's sold for 55 or $5,700. Um, what the hell? Yeah, that's like the cricket they sailed, right? They graded a freaking cricket. Um, this is the 87 regular strike. Obviously, that's what they look like. They haven't done the other, but clearly somebody put the 3M sanding disc on there. Just unreal. Great collections. Do they do it? No, they're just listing the auction prices for some of the other stuff. Um, I know where that coin is. Oh, that'd be interesting to see. But yeah, again, this is just stuff, folks, that you need to be aware of. You need to look at these kind of things because, again, it's all manipulation of you and manipulation of the hobby. And some of that stuff is just, that had to be somebody at the mint. They had to stick something underneath. And so the technology that I'm going to be talking to you about in the video um, specifically works to prevent those things, and I'll be talking about that. Yeah, so they have a lot of security at the mint, but again, where there's a will, there's a way. There are things that people do. Um, people people who are crooked will try to find stuff. I'm not finding the ads that I would like to see. Um, I'm seeing some of them, but they're not showing coins. I really want to find some of the coin ads. I wanted to show you some of these things. There are some legitimate companies in here, but some of them are just horrendous. I find more of the bad stuff in when I'm looking on my phone than I do when I am looking at scrolling here. And I normally don't scroll on my Habitat for Humanity. That's funny. Um, Again, another one of these. I'm just not finding one. What I'll do is I'll post tonight. Watch the shorts. I'll post tonight, probably in the next 30 minutes or so. I'm going to be wrapping up the stream very shortly and be looking at some of these things. Um, so the extra leaf quarters. There's a couple theories. One of them is that when they did, I guess it's when they did some abrading, one of the uh, redesigners or one of the people that's in charge of maintaining the die actually carved in a new one, carved into to add more detail in an area that was blank. I don't know if that's 100% accurate. Um, like the extra V, I don't know the answer of what that is, but there's a lot of stuff like that's out there that just it had to be created. A great example of some of the stuff that's out there, the mule errors, right? We haven't seen a mule since 2012 or 2000 or whatever the Sacagawea and the uh, South Carolina quarter, the Palomette quarter mule. We haven't seen a mule since then. Why? Probably because that one was created, right? Mint employee set something up and got the stuff taken care of. So um, we're going to see certain types of errors continue in our coinage, even as they go through and pull stuff up. And they, we're Chuck, you're going to have to help me with this one because I might say this one wrong. Um, at the Mint Christmas party. Yeah, but again, you'll see a lot of this stuff through these various channels, and it's all over the place. It's all over social media. Um, so again, I'm going to try and continue to provide you good information, give you feedback on what's happening, what's going on, and then continue to report these. My goal is to do anywhere from 20 to 25. I did about 10 of them, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go live. I'm going to just do 10 or 15 of these, get some of these done, report them live so that we can see what's going on. I'm going to check and see if I've gotten any um, feedback on the replies, submitting a report, submitting a report. Um, we're looking into it. We're looking into it. We're looking into it. We're looking into it. Here's one. We're looking into it. Um, yeah, so I haven't gotten anything that states that they found anything yet. So as soon as I do, again, I'll take screen captures of that and post it so that you guys can see actually what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. I know you guys don't want to see my ugly mug, but I think I've given you guys kind of a good idea of what you guys can do to work on helping the hobby. Now, I don't want you reporting counterfeit coins if you don't know what to look for. But if you find stuff and you have questions, take the URL and copy it to me. I can work with people, get the information to Jack, especially if they're selling it. If there are videos that are like, hey, look at this 1975 NOS that you can get for $100,000, or you can find for 300 million for this penny. Don't send me those because I can find those. They're a dime a dozen. They probably outrank the really good videos 300 to 1. So don't send me those. But if you see somebody trying to sell one or you're on eBay and you see something that's blatantly wrong, then send it. We'll look it up. I'll get the people engaged and we'll do what we can to make sure that we provide that content and that information because I want to make sure that we do stuff to really help you out. Makes you wonder how an S gets over a D. That is a little bit different. So again, when you're talking about repunched mint marks, you're talking about something, and Chuck, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was 1989 was the last year for repunched mint marks. They started putting them directly on the hub, if I'm not mistaken, or directly on the die, whatever. But they didn't punch them in by hand. And so when you had dies, you have D over D. When you had D over S and things of that nature, it was maybe they were reusing a die. Maybe the die was targeted for San Francisco and they sent it to Denver, and instead they did that down, or they struck it in the wrong place, realized they had um, the wrong one when they hammered. They put the new one on there. Sometimes they braid them away. Sometimes they just stamp over it. If it's hard to tell, it's probably within tolerance. Not a big deal. The S over S, the D's over D's, things of that nature. They just did it in the wrong place. Maybe they did it upside down. Maybe they did it too low. Maybe they did it too high. There are a number of reasons for the repunch mint marks. Repunch mint marks we can understand. Now, after 1989, they changed the way that they do repunch mint marks. So now, if you find a repunch mint mark, it's not a repunch mint mark. Anything after 89 is actually a doubled die. And so it's important to understand those kinds of things. And if you join Chuck in Copper Coins, or if you join me in my stream, or if you join Paula, or you go to the Coin Show podcast and we talk about those things, you can ask those questions and get honest answers. We're not going to put up a video and then never come back and ask, hey, did that make sense? Even when Chuck and Eric and I and Paula and other people in the panel, if they're talking about something that seems too complex, I'll say, hold on, let's explain that. Let's go through and do this. Let's talk about that. Chuck has a very good way of explaining things. He has a very innate way of helping people understand stuff. Grading. The best video I've ever seen on the 1982 Small Date Denver came from him. It's taken off in recent months. It's a great video. It's very well explained. but we're here to provide information. So again, hit that subscribe button. Make a comment. And again, if you're new and you're subscribing and you want to get an ANA membership or have the opportunity to get one, comment on one of my videos. Tell me you're a new subscriber. And again, I'm going to check. I'll be able to tell because I can look and see when they subscribed. It's in everybody's data. Everybody can do it. And if I find that those are true, I'm going to put them in a drawing, and I'm going to spend 5 ANA, an American Numismatic Association memberships, and I'm going to um, give those away because I really want you all to have good, solid information and make sure that you guys are informed. Gremlin, how is my number 2? I hope you're doing well. Are you working? You sitting out there? I'm a new sub. No, honey, you're not. Hey, Southern Coin Hunter, how you doing? But the other thing that I do is because it's not just necessarily for new subs. If you're a subscriber and you've been in my channel for a while, I will randomly give stuff away in my streams. I don't announce giveaways. I do them whenever I want to. I don't want people here for the giveaways. But I want to give you guys stuff from time to time. So I will randomly do giveaways. David Carlisle's new. I know he never shows up. That's his problem. Nah, I'm just kidding. I love you, David. He comments a lot. He's a great supporter of the channel. But again, we want to do stuff. Tiger and I, in the Stack Collector, next Thursday, we try to do this on Thursdays, talking stacking and collecting. We talk anything from the tariff situation. We talk about protecting yourself in Bitcoin situations, stacking gold, stacking silver, gold to silver ratios. We talk about numismatics. We talk about rarities. We talk about slabs, protecting yourself, things like this, right? Cool little thing, protect your coin, but don't pay slab prices for stuff like this. It's just a coin. We give you research. We give you the indication. We will do legal and medical reviews to pull up information if you want to do that. We really want to give you good information. So Tiger and I have come together. We pulled our resources and we do Stack Collector. So if you are new to this and you want to learn stuff like that, I may not have your information. I may not be your go-to, but I can be a person that connects you to the person that connects with you. And I don't care if it's not me. I really genuinely don't. I am doing this to help the hobby. I would love to have 10,000 subscribers. I would love to have 20,000 subscribers. But you know what? I'm okay with 5,400. I would like to have more. It's great. I would love to see you guys interested in doing this. I've been able to get some subs today. I appreciate you guys doing this. But for me, it's about protecting you. See, I've been burned by my lack of understanding in the hobby. And I don't want any of you to do this. I don't want any of you to have that same crappy situation, that same crappy feeling of going into a coin shop and them going, oh, yeah, that's fake. It's terrible when you think you have something of value only to find out, oh, look at this soda crusher. Yeah, that's exactly spirit crusher. Southern Coin Hunter, I'll be okay with 1K subs. Again, yeah, you know what? You want to grow. And getting to that monetization is a big deal for YouTubers. So I appreciate you guys for subscribing. I've gotten a number of subscribes in this, and I appreciate that. But ultimately, I want to be a connection. That's it. I want to be that little girl. Well, let me rephrase that. I want to resemble that little girl. I don't want to be the little girl running on a beach. That sounds terrible. I want to resemble that girl who ran along the beach and was picking up the starfish because she knew she was making an impact for that one. Every one of you guys, David or Daryl, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. Really, really appreciate you. Southern Coin Hunter is at 8:59. That's close. You're getting there. Couple good live streams. Bring a couple big people up and talk about coins. Speaking of big people, I've got some people coming up in panel pretty soon. Um, I'll say ancient. Um, and I'm just trying to work out the details. Blue Ridge Silverhounds has said that he's going to come up. You guys know Sean Blue Ridge, big channel. He said he's willing to come up or just coordinate the time. I've got to get that taken care of. Be the girl, Frosty. Be the girl. Now, but again, I want. I can't change the world. I'm going to try to do things that impact the world. Hey, Al, how you doing, my friend? Mod extraordinary. I love this person. Um, Thank you for being in the stream. I appreciate you. Um, I just want to make an impact for one person. I tell jokes because I like people to smile. Gutters Pub, I just subbed today, just stopping by to say hi and smash your thumb. Gutters Pub, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in and showing the love. It means a lot to me. I really do appreciate it. You have any questions? Fire away. I definitely appreciate it. Um, were you in Mouse's? Were you in Mouse's stream earlier? I think I remember your name from Mouse's. And if you are, thank you. Thank you for coming in. That's awesome. Um, I had fun. I listened to a channel and they had a panel up there with just a total riot. And I sat there on my lunch break and was doing a little bit of work eating and just laughed. It was fun. Shared information and listened to some jokes. It was a lot of fun today. But there's a lot of good people in this community, and there's a lot of opportunities for you to grow. Again, I'll say this over and over again. Every one of you has the capability inside you to be amazing. Every one of you has the capability to learn about this hobby and to look at this and go, not a real slab, but I can use this in my typeset book. I don't mind. Yes, I came from Mouses. I thought so. I thought so. Outstanding. I try to pay attention to these things and watch. So thank you so much. But I want people to know this stuff. Like I want people to look at this and understand what this is. I want people to be able to come in and see fun stuff like this. Now, if you guys know Tiger Stacker and Frosty, Frosted Flakes, this is a perfect piece. I bought one for Tiger. Tiger bought one for me, right? This is the kind of friendship Tiger and I have. Frosted Flakes, right? I'm the frosted, he's the flake. Don't tell him I said that. I love Tiger. I joke with him. He's my brother. I pick on people, and I only pick on people I love. He's great people. Um, but looking at stuff, being able to find stuff. If Copper Coins is still here, how many people every week I try to send people over to go check out what he does. He's got an amazing program over there and teaches people a lot of really neat stuff. If you're an early morning person, and you like trivia and you like to do that, go check out Ida Herring, right? There's so many fun people in this hobby that my bromance's goals. You know what's funny? Um, I love my friends, genuinely love my friends. Um, and when I find good people, because good people are not hard to come by, um, but good people are like the seasons. They come in and out of your life all the time. And so when I find somebody that's in my life for a season, I want to treat them accordingly. If it's winter and I'm having a hard time, then I want to go find somebody that wants to go skiing. If it's summer and I'm celebrating and I'm doing good and people want to come alongside and support me in that, when I start to fall and they're still standing beside me, I want to be by that person. And so I really do appreciate Tiger because Tiger and I really do have a brotherhood. I've been able to come alongside of him and help him in a very bad time when he had sepsis, almost died, share people with the community and help him understand that there were people in the community that cared about him. I've been able to work with people in the hobby who have substance abuse issues, who have found coin collecting and replaced coin collecting for an addiction that was killing them. I've dealt with people who have PTSD, wounded warriors. You guys know Vote for Pedro. Looking at stuff like this, yeah, I love you too, Gremlin. But this is what this community is about. It's about people coming together and yeah, twice. That's right, twice. It's about people coming together. I don't need to be your sole source of information. But if you allow me to be, I'll work my ass off to give you the best information I can. And if I don't have it, I'm never going to lie to you. If I don't know, I don't know. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know. You want to show me appreciation? Subscribe, share, watch an ad, right? I don't need you to drop super chats. I'm not asking people to do that. I want you to come watch the content. That's important to me. But if you want to do something nice, drop a gifted membership. Matter of fact, hold on. You know what I'm going to do? Do. Membership gifting. How about I do this? Just as a thank you for all being here. So let's throw out 5. Holy shit, look at this. Gremlin got a membership. It's like I planned that, you know. Opus singer Matt T, Jeff Davis, and Coin and Card Hobbyist. Now that's another lady who is so far underappreciated in her knowledge of numismatics and foreign coins. That lady is amazing. Her name is Amanda, Coin and Card Hobbyist. She's with Livecoin Q&A. Amazing. And that lady does not get the credit she deserves. She is brilliant. Paula Bloom, same thing. Brilliant people. And absolutely love Amanda. So I'm really glad she got a gifted membership. Opus singer Gremlin, Matt T, Jeff Davis. Hope you guys enjoyed that. You know what I'm going to do? Just screw it. No, it's April. It's the beginning of April. I've got to wait because I've only got 5 more. Robert Pintoff actually gifted something like 50 memberships a couple months ago. We finished going through all of those. So I'm back to doing some more. So we'll be gifting some memberships periodically. Even if I have to buy them, we'll do that. If you want to donate a few and do that, you can do that. I'm not asking you to. But if you want to do that, what this does for me is this tells my community that, hey, look, somebody gifted you something. I would much rather you get than I get. I just want you here, right? So thank you guys for being here and doing this. I'm going to leave the last few segments for questions. If you guys have questions, you guys want to hear some stupid dad jokes, anything like that, tell me. And let's just take the last maybe 10 minutes of this stream to just chat. And if there's something that you guys want to chat about, then you can do so. Gremlin, thank you so much, my friend. I love you bunches. Let's see. Goomba Gary was in here. Vote for Pedro. John Hanna, thank you so much. Tarika, Paula Bloom. Oh, see, look at this. I mentioned her name and she gets one too. Outstanding. I'm so glad both of them got one. ATS. I think I upset ATS. He said something to me and I wasn't seeing it. I was working and unfortunately I need to reach out to him and apologize for that. Kevin Rose is a very talented person in our community. Coins and ghouls, holy cow! Livecoin Q&A all across the board seem to get one. Gold sniping farmer hashtag suck it. Oh, I gold sniping farmer. Eric SFC Sergeant First Class. A lot of great names there. A lot of great memberships. You guys, thank you so much for that. This is community. This is what I like. Yeah, you know what? Something goes to the channel, but what it really goes to is it goes to you. It goes to your fellow compadres. They get to see this. They find out you gifted memberships, and they're like, "Thank you." And then I get to tell them, "Don't thank me, thank them." And so this is doing something from other people in it. Hashtag suck it. Yeah, and that is Farmer's thing. And every time I come in, he makes sure he does that for me. But thank you guys for the gifted memberships. I definitely appreciate that. Really love you guys. And thanks for all of the support. Seriously, if it weren't for you, I would just be talking to myself. And that's kind of a bad place to be in on YouTube. So I appreciate you guys being here. All right, wait, what? Let's see. Anything else? Are there any questions? If not, I can show more coins. Um, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I told you guys I was going to do this and I didn't. I'm actually going to show you how I create a short. So I'm going to pull something up here. Give me just a minute. I told you guys I was going to do this and I just didn't. And I'm going to show you what I do and how easy they are to create a short. Now, when I create a short, I am closing all of these. I got so many things open right now. Let's see. I am working on, I need to check this before I share all of this open. Oh, check this out. Okay, so I'm actually going to get to share with you that set that I was talking about. So let me get over here. Let me share this particular screen. Let's pull this up. Now I'm going to have to adjust this a little bit so that you can see this. I need to make sure that you have a good center point there. Okay, outstanding. So what you're seeing here is you are seeing Canva. Now Canva is a program that I utilize, and this is that silver dollar set that I was telling you about that you can buy from Facebook Marketplace for an amazing, I'm gonna actually have to shrink this down a little bit, for an amazing a dollar amount. So what I would do is like, hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Frostbite. I ran across this in Facebook Marketplace today, and I wanted to share this with you. For $95, you can get a complete 1878 to 1902 Morgan silver dollar. It's 25 pieces. Now, what I would do is I would take and I would add additional items in this particular set. And I would say, so this is what you need to look for. Here's the item, and I'm going to report that. And then I will show, and I haven't completed doing this, but I would actually complete and I would show you what's going on. And then I would download this and I would share this with everybody else. And so this is how I create my shorts. Joseph C became a member. Joseph, thank you so much for being a membership. Man, you are such a great supporter of my channel. And I really appreciate you coming in and subscribing and doing that. That is extremely awesome of you. Thank you so much for that. So let's go ahead and build one. So let's do this. Let me go, let me go home and let me open up. Let's see, what do we have? Do we have one that's already open? I do have one. Let's pull up this one. This is Full Steps. So this is one that I did talking about what is full steps. Now, there's a common misperception when you talk about full steps to people who don't understand full steps. And that is full steps cannot happen. You can see that one that I did earlier of the coin channel tube. You can see that this individual coin that's here is in fact a proof coin. And so you break it down, you can see these are proof fields. You see that really nice field there. It's very clean and everything is very crisp. It's sharp, amazing detail, right? But what's important is when you look at the sources. So when you go to this particular thing, you can see that you can only have a proof coin, or you cannot have a proof coin that is full steps. And why do I know that? Because it says here that they have to be graded MS60 or higher. Now, when you look at that, L, thank you so much for that. Yeah, my daughter is Bifrost, and she's extremely talented, and she's going to be coming up. We're going to be doing something this weekend, her and I. We'll be doing some chit chat and kind of talking about some stuff. I don't know if we're going to be doing it on her channel, if we're going to be doing it on mine. But Bifrost is going to be here whenever she's all on live. We always draw something and give something away. So if you like little cartoon characters or anime, or you have kids that like anime, we will make an announcement. Look at the public page. So make sure you're setting notifications for that. And we will be doing some drawing and we're going to be giving some stuff away. So pay attention for that because that's going to be a lot of fun. Back to this particular element again, MS60. MS60 is only mint state. If you're going to have a designator for proof, it's going to be PF. It's not going to be MS. So when you see this, this tells you that you cannot have anything but a business strike be full steps. So it's really important that you understand these little tidbits because there are people out there that will sell you a proof coin as full steps. There are coin channels that should know better. There are coin shops that should know better that unfortunately still try to sell you proof coins as full steps. But it's extremely important that you look at this and that you know this. So again, we'll talk about these. These are different things that they're already on my site, and you can see this goes across, so we can actually go through, and you'll see that it has to be designated regular or business strike coins. You can see that here. So this is how I build my shorts. I go pull up information. I try to find something that somebody asked me a question. I pull out the information. I give you what it should look like, talk about the information, show you exactly what a 5 and 6 step should look like. Now, again, when you go to some of these other channels and they have, don't worry about your autocorrect. Autocorrect or talk to text makes me sound like a freaking idiot. So don't feel bad about that at all. I appreciate you being here. That's all that matters to me. I'm not a grammar Nazi. Um, but this gives you the definition and it tells you why it's full steps. Now, why is this important? Well, it's important to me because if I'm going to tell you you need to be looking for full steps coins, I had better do a good job of explaining to you what it is. Okay. I've told you every one of you has the opportunity for greatness if you're given good information. So it's on me to provide you that information. And if I don't, it's shame on me, not shame on you. I can't blame you for not identifying something if you don't know what to look for. This is my responsibility as an educator to try and help you understand what to look for. This is why when I see coin people say, well, this person's an idiot. Well, why are they an idiot? Well, they're arguing with the professionals. They're telling them, they're trying to teach them, they don't do it. Well, okay. Have they explained it to them? Yes, they've explained it. They repeated it. They're still adamant that this is what it is. Yeah, that person's an idiot. Okay, sorry. We tried. We gave you the information. It's there. But if it's the first time they're coming to you and they've never seen this before, they're not an idiot. They're uninformed. And an uninformed person isn't stupid. They're just uninformed. Common sense is only common if everybody has it. Otherwise, it's just cents or nickels or dimes. And so it's important that I teach you this stuff. It's important that Chuck teaches you this stuff. It's important that Eric and Paula and Amanda and Coins and Ghouls and Blue Ridge Silverhound and Coin Show Podcast and all these channels that are educational channels that are really trying to drive good, solid information in the hobby. It's on us to provide that to you. If you go to a channel and they're not trying to do that for you, leave. Leave. Because they're not giving you what you need. Now, if you go there but you get nothing from them except for some laughs, then by all means, enjoy yourself. If you go to an auction house and they are always overpriced, but you enjoy the company and the banter of people that are there, enjoy. That's on you. Enjoy. I'm not telling you not to go there. But if you're going to go to an education channel or a quote unquote education channel, that doesn't do education. They just tell you of all the stuff that is valuable, but they never tell you exactly what to look for or how to identify an authentic one versus a counterfeit, or that you can only find this in a mint state coin, or what mint state even means. Chuck did a really good thing at Copper Coins, and I don't know. I'm going to have to find it. It was done in a live stream where he was doing a bulk submission of coins. And in that, he was walking you through the grading, telling you why he would grade something at a certain grade. God, that's priceless. Because you're actually getting the information from somebody who knows, not just has an opinion, who knows, who's been there. Don't apologize for the typos. Leave them alone. We got them. Don't stress it. Again, not a grammar Nazi. It's not a big deal. I don't even care if you swear. Just don't use condescending terms to any specific party or race of people. That's what I care about. Treat everybody equally and fair. That's all I care about. He's just sending them off. We'll find out shortly. But when he did this a little while ago, he got like 10 coins back and he's like, why didn't these grade? This doesn't make sense. And as he started to look through them, he's like, oh, I missed that. I didn't see this. Oh, if I saw that, I would have never sent this coin in. But if he sends in 100 coins, he's usually 95, 96% correct. He knows his stuff. Okay. It's not this person that finds something in pocket change and then tells you it's an MS-64. And it's like, well, what is MS? What does that mean? Well, it just means that it's mint state. What does mint state mean? It means it's mint. Well, what does that mean? What does it mean to have a mint state coin? What does it mean to have a proof coin? What does it mean? Like, these are the things that we're responsible as educators to teach you. So if you hear an acronym all the time and you have no idea what the hell it is, post it in chat. And let's answer that for you. Right? Because I have no problem pulling up a list of acronyms and saying, here's your URL. This is where you can go to find them. RPD. What does an RPD stand for? Repunched date. What is an RPM? Repunched mint mark. Why isn't it RPMM? Oh, that's just RPM. It's what they happen to call it. What is a DDO? That's a doubled die adverse. Minty fresh coins. Yeah, exactly. What is a DDR? A doubled die reverse. Now you notice when I say double, doubled, it's not double, it's doubled, and it's doubled die because it doesn't happen on the coin, it happens on the die. If you don't know that, then we need to talk about that. If you don't know that a double die doesn't actually, it's not a double stamped coin. It's actually the press when it was done from the hub to the die. That's where the doubling occurred. And in some cases, the hub itself is doubled. They call that hub doubling. So you have a doubled hub, which is hub doubling, which happens on every coin, every die. So it's kind of a common thing on all the series. You see these with certain mint marks. You see these with certain die markers. But a doubled die only happens on the die, not the coin. The coin is a byproduct of the die. So a doubled die it's not a double stamped coin. The doubled die happens on the die. So if you don't know what these things mean, or you go to somebody, and we hear this all the time, holy crap, you know what? Let's just do this. What the hell? Why not extend this out a little bit longer? I got to take a drink. Sorry. My voice is getting done. Let's find some dumbasses real quick. Double die. Millions. Easy to find stuff like this. Check this out. We can find double die Lincoln cents. Check this out. Okay. RCTV. Okay. This is amazing. Rare Coins Collectible. They are a channel. They have a bunch of people, right? How many subscribers do they have? Let's go check them out real quick. We'll come back to this in just a second. 8,000 subscribers. Look at all the stuff they do. They dress all nice and fancy and talk about coins. Check this out. Pocket change is rare because it can cause quite a stir. And you're going to find something called a double die. Oh my God, look at this. This dumbass who's supposed to be an expert says it wrong. Now, when they list it here, he copied this from the element that was there. So he got it right in his label. But when he spoke, he said double die. It's not a double die, it's a doubled die. Right? So now he talks about advancements in technology and all this stuff. And this is extremely rare because it doesn't happen anymore. And oh my God, these coins are of great value. Well, folks, you want to know how great of a value it is? Well, guess what? I just bought a 1995 doubled die. And at the beginning of this stream, I showed you the damn thing. It's not a $10,000 coin. It's not a $15,000 coin. It's not a $1,000,000 coin. It's $100 coin. $100 coin. And it's in mint state. Yes, mint state 67. You want to see it? Here, check this out. Bum, bum, bum. Look at that freaking red shiny bastard. Look at that beautiful thing. That's a 1995 doubled die. Oh, you know what? You know what else is funny? It has no mint mark. Oh my God, it must be freaking valuable. Holy cow. Right? This has got to be worth millions. No, it's $100 coin. Maybe 110. And why is it so cool? Because of that. You can see the doubling there in Liberty. Oh, and you know what? You can see the doubling here in In God We Trust. This is a coin I just did a video on. I just did a short. I had the coin in my hand earlier. Here, watch this. Check this out. Right there. I blocked my name out because I was doing it. That's mine. I just picked this up. It's not a $millions coin. Oh. It's so freaking stupid. Stuff pisses me off. This is why I'm trying to protect the hobby and actually give you good, solid information. Okay, even somebody who's supposed to be an expert selling coins gets it wrong. The coin show. Look at this beautiful doubling. Beautiful doubling, right? This is an amazing coin. You know what? They're actually looking at a website for great collection. They're showing the actual coin. And if you look at this, okay, this is the coin show. Check this out. Rare doubled die, right? Now, they show the auction. How many of them are there? Well, if we watch this, they may tell us. But there's only one that sold for that one. And you know what? They give you all the information. They told you where it was at. They showed you the link. They showed you the URL. They brought you in. These people are solid. Coin Show Podcast, they're studs. Matt and Mike. Okay, they need to work on their humor. The Mike is a kindred spirit with dad jokes. I love these guys. They're amazing people. Very knowledgeable. They know tons of people in the hobby. If you're not subscribed to Coin Show Podcast, I want you to do me a favor. Go look for this channel. Okay, right here, Coin Show Podcast. Go look for this channel. If you see this ugly mug, if you see this guy here, this is Matt. Mike's in the background. Okay, these guys are worth following. Go subscribe to these channels. This is something. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to copy this and I'm going to put this in chat. Okay, these are people we're subscribing to. Okay, and again, a lot of people were like, you shouldn't share everybody else and do this. No, absolutely, because these people provide good, solid information. All right, let's go back to the rare dumb doubled die. Let's go see what we can find. Hold on. All right, let's see. Let's find. Okay, look at the doubling, flat shelf-like appearance. That's not doubled die. That is actually Mechanical doubling, he's talking about that there. Well, let's get into the shorts because the shorts are the ones where you really want to see this stuff. Oh, look at this. Interesting. You know where this drawing came from? Came from Copper Coins. Copper Coins is the one who originally did this. Um, I can show you I can show you a picture of the original. He took a screenshot of it. But Chuck is the one that actually broke this out and showed how this lays out. This is a mock-up of this, but this actually shows you. This is actually a really good example of what it looks like. Okay, copper coins. Is this a double die? No, this is actually a repunched mint mark. They are actually talk to you about the occurrence of this, and they show you this little shelf-like appearance. They talk to you about the coin. This guy right here, go subscribe to them. These are people that are out here trying to give you good, solid information. Okay, these are channels that you should be sub to. Okay, and you're like, Frosty, this is your channel. You should be trying to get people to sub to you. You know what? I don't care if you sub to me as long as you have good, solid information and you can get good stuff. But let's go to some of these crappy things. Here's one. I got the sound off. Look at these coins. These are old, but these are rare Lincoln pennies. Check this out. More valuable than you think. And they're probably going to show one. All of these coins have been cleaned. They're all pretty beat up. And as we look at this, oh yeah, check this out. This one's worth millions. Hold on just a second. I got to go adjust this. I got to bring this back over. Let's do this again. I want you guys to see this again. Okay, because you got to you got to check out the kicker. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, so let's start this. Oh, millions. You got to get the millions in there. Got to make sure we catch that. What did it say? Yes, you heard that right. A tiny copper coin that's worth millions. Americans have knowingly have spent this per coin, and it could make you a millionaire overnight. They're showing you a 1980 circulated Philadelphia coin. Good night, Gingy. I know, one day you'll grow up and be able to hang with us big boys. Michael Stacking, you have a good one. Thanks for coming in and all your support. I appreciate you. Yeah, I got tons of 1980s. I got rolls and rolls and rolls of them. And in much better condition than this. This one has some damage on it. You see some heavy grooving on it. This coin, yeah, no mint mark. Oh my God, this coin, it has no mint mark. It must be worth 80 millions, right? Must be just worth, oh my God, this must be crazy. Well, no, it's a Philadelphia coin. There are one coin that is supposed to have a mint mark that doesn't. And it's a 1922 no date penny. All the other Lincoln cents, except for 2017, which has the Philadelphia because of the birth date, the anniversary of that, of Lincoln, has a Philadelphia mark. It's the only one. It's worth 90 millions. And they put millions on the end because of course, they don't use proper grammar, right? We see this all the time. Now you'll see as you go through here, here's another one. This is a 2020. I'm sure this one's probably worth, but here's the catch. These are rare pennies hiding in plain sight. You could be sitting on a fortune, right? So what do? They appeal to the people who is, no, but again, this is one of those things. This is serious, right? Could cost you millions of dollars. You need to go check all your coins because this circulated penny that's beat to hell could possibly, man, it could provide for your family. I want you to think about the manipulation and the free, I'm going to swear. Okay. If you're a kid, plug your ears. Okay. The fucking tenacity of people who use the fear of not being able to provide for their family. People who don't have amazing jobs, who just are happy day in and day out, who happen to see one of these videos and think they can finally take care of their family. How jacked up is that? And then they want with everything for this to be true. And they take their family on a road trip and they go to a coin shop and they're looking for the payout that's going to pay off their bills and allow them a fairly comfortable life. And they walk in and the guy's like, uh, yeah, that's just a penny. But I saw this guy on TikTok and I saw this guy on Instagram. And he said, if I have one of these, it's worth millions. Is that person an idiot for wanting to believe that they found a rarity that could set their family up for life? No, they're not. The asshole in this is the person who made the video to manipulate them. It's not the person who's obstinate because they think they have an opportunity to do something amazing. Everybody wants to have something amazing. Are they the ass? No, they're not the ass. The ass is the person who created this AI video. That's the ass. So, good information, bad information. What do we do with these? Unfortunately, nothing. Most of these channels, what they're doing now is they're forcing you to subscribe in order to comment. And so I will go in and I will subscribe to their channel. They normally don't reply. And I'll say, look, this is a scam. Here's the information. Here's the copy to the Red Book. Here's the information that you need to do. You guys don't believe me? Watch this. I can show you post after post after post after post on Facebook where I look at all of those ones that were done that make it look like it's the coin show. And I post my link and say, hey, this isn't right. This is a scam channel. It's not good information. I can't change the world, folks. But you know what? If the 27 or the 28 of you that are watching subscribe, you watch one of the videos, you learn something. Now, there's a guy that's in here. I don't know if he's still in here. I think it was Philip the Board, who about a year and a half ago, learned something about an Indian head 1877 penny. And I'll never forget this. It was the first time that I learned about this. I was so excited to teach it because I had a way to identify this. It's something that's blaring obvious. And when I was looking online, I was finding all these varieties that, well, they didn't match. They weren't real. They weren't authentic because they didn't have this piece to it. The 1909 SVDB, finding out that there's something on the reverse of the coin that helps you identify whether it's authentic or not. And getting a comment from somebody in the channel who was a new subscriber who said, I want you to know I found an authentic one of these because I had watched your video. And when I went to see it in the shop, I pulled your video up and it was what I thought it was. And I was able to get it. I had a gentleman call me. He lives up in Oregon and he deals with PTSD really badly. And I did one on gold. And he loves buying 10th ounce gold. His goal was to buy one or two, depending upon what he could afford, 10th ounce gold pieces and fill a tube every year. That was how he was stacking. It's all he could afford. Every month he would go buy one 10th ounce coin. If he could afford two, he would buy two, but most of the time he couldn't. Sometimes he would save, sometimes he'd be able to get two. But his goal was to try to do that. And I started talking to him about Indian cents and the counterfeits and some of the stuff that's going on, some of the stuff that you needed to look for. And he was looking at eBay and trying to buy one and had a bid in. Watched the video and then went back through. Now, I got the information from Paula, who got the information from Jack. who both shared it with me, and I was able to post the information. It wasn't me that found this. It wasn't me that identified the issue. I was just the avenue that allowed somebody to see it. I I am never, ever, ever going to know everything there is about a coin. I don't even want to try to be. What I want to do is surround myself with the people that do know and learn as much as I can. But if I can't figure it out or I don't have an answer, then go to you and say, hey, um, that question that you asked in chat, here's the answer. Here's the resource. Do you have a red book? Yeah. Here's the page it's on. Oh, your red book's different than mine. Let's scroll through it. Here you go. Yeah, Paul is smart as hell. So is Amanda. They are two amazing ladies when it comes to the knowledge of coins and numismatics. Live coin Q&A, another great channel worth looking at. There are some amazing people in this hobby. And I've tried to align myself with them. Not because, hey, if I get in close with them, they'll help me grow my channel. No, because I'm more about giving good information. I don't need to be your everything, folks. I don't. But if I can be a gateway for you, and if I can direct you to the person who knows, deference to expertise. Yeah, I have mad respect for Paula. Paula is a mentor of mine, and I absolutely adore her. She's a representative for Oregon for Kaneka, and brilliant mind, understands, studies her ass off to learn this. But she learned from some of the best. She had some amazing mentors, and it's that kind of stuff that's going to grow our hobby. We have to share those stories. We have to share that information. Every one of you has an opportunity to be amazing in this hobby. You just got to have the right information. Every one of you can find something amazing. Every one of you can help somebody from making a mistake in a purchase of a coin or gold or silver. Every one of you can share a piece of information with somebody that might change the purchase pattern for that person. Everybody can defend a friend. Everybody has the opportunity for greatness. They just have to have the right people come alongside of them. Do I consider myself a person of greatness? No. But I've surrounded myself with people who are. And that helps me be better for you. And that's what I want to do. That's all I want to do. So do me a favor. If you're watching and that sounds good to you, smash that button. Hit that subscribe button. Go check out a couple channels. Ask questions. I'll be more than happy to do what I can to answer them. If you have a video idea, you're looking for a particular coin and you want to know more about a coin, go check it out. If you like binge watching videos and you want to go see something really cool, like a really cool series, I'm doing one on the commemorative coin series. They're the commemorative halves. It's a fun series. I love doing it. I'm halfway through it. Well, not even halfway through it, and I'm in April. And I started this January 1st. I've got 30 more weeks of videos to build. Right? And so it's a really cool series. So if you want to binge watch a cool video, a series of videos, go do that. If you want to learn little nuanced things about coins, go to my playlist and go check out the basics, back to basics. Tells you about the minting process. What do they mean when a coin is upset? No, it doesn't mean it's pissed off. It just means that the blank went through this thing and it created the rim, the little proto rim that holds the thing in place when it gets smashed with the die. You want to learn about how varieties and errors occur? Learn the minting process. Ask questions. See, I don't want to do what this channel right here is doing, right? And I can pull up this information and let it play. Okay, this is no ordinary coin. It's a rare minting process, and it turned this everyday penny into one sought by many people, and it's worth millions. No, it's not. It's worth about 2 cents. It's not crap. Lafayette's already been done. It was one of the first ones. Lafayette was, I think, the third or fourth video. Fun, fun video. Right now, I just finished doing Fort Vancouver, and I'm getting ready to finish the script for the Oregon Trail. So if you look at the years, I'm up to 1925. Yeah, this is disturbing, right? But if you don't know, you don't know what to look for. Let's go ahead and go back through 1973. Don't let a fortune slip through your finger. FOMO, fear of missing out. That's what that is, right? They're playing on your ability to, oh my God, if I don't look at every coin, if I don't focus and see the coin with this ring dim and this scratch on the forehead and these big two marks in front of his face, I might miss out on millions of dollars. Nearly $1 million. Wow. You know what? How many coins are actually, how many pennies have actually fetched $1 million? Good trivia question for you. Does anybody know? Anybody going to go find the answer and bring it back to me? How many pennies have actually fetched $1 million? There are a few. There are a few. Okay. I have FOMO. I have the fear of missing out. Yeah, exactly. There are a few, but I can tell you this right now. The most expensive coin in the U.S. arsenal is the 1933 Saint-Gaudens double eagle that sold for $24 million. If you ever see a video that says that a coin is worth 100 million, if you see a coin that says it's worth 30 million, if you see a video that says it's a US coin that's worth 100 million, it's a lie. Ball-faced lie. The most expensive coin in the US arsenal, even over the one-of-a-kinds that are at the US Smithsonian, was the 1933 Gaudens double eagle. Now there's a couple coins like the 1858 pattern gold Liberty. Oh, beauty coin. The $16 million coin. Fabulous. Absolutely stellar. Got an amazing reverse. Some of the typeset coins that are gold, millions, like literally $5, $4, $5, $6 million. I just did a video on some of the top $10 million coins. Most of them were gold, not circulated coinage. But you can find a few. 100 millions. Yeah. And the S's. Yeah. But again, when you're looking at these videos, be very careful. And they go through everyone. A regular 1972 Philadelphia, no mint mark, sold for $1 million. Bullshit. It's not true. Didn't happen. Right? You want to know what they sold for? Let's go look at auction records. You want to do that? Okay, so let's stop this because it's making me nauseous. Let's go to NGC. I like NGC better than I like PCGS simply because it's not quite as high priced. They kind of overinflate their prices. So let's go here, and you can see all these coins. I'm going to shrink this down just a little bit so you can see a couple extras. I'll shift this over, and I'll try to focus myself on the left-hand side of this so you can see these. So somebody choose a coin. Anybody in chat, choose a coin, and let's go find out what the most expensive one of that particular one was. Let's go find out what they went for. Let's go find the doubled die. Let's go find the repunched mint marks. Let's go find the struck through. Let's go find the mule, right? Let's go find those rarities that you can find in a pocket change that are one of a kinds, two of a kinds, three of a kinds. Let's go find this. This is the one that really freaking blew my mind after I did the video about the 12 gold coins that went into space that were the Sacagawea gold dollars. Standing Liberty. Good choice in coins. Love this. Now, you said Standing Liberty, so you're talking a quarter, not half. Half is a walking liberty. Standing Liberty is a quarter. So if that's what you meant, clarify, John, just to make sure. But this is the Standing Liberty, and it's actually this one right here. It's the only one. You can look at the year. So the first thing you need to look at is if you find one of these from 1915, well, probably not the right one. Okay, so let's go through. What do we got here? Let's look at the records here. So the 1916, this is a very important one. Why? Because it's type 1. There's also a 1917 type 1 that has the same obverse and the same reverse as the 1970 type 1. That changed. There was something that happened in 1917 that fundamentally changed the Standing Liberty Quarter. We can talk about that if you're interested. But this is a very rare MS67, and it's $165,000. Cool. Well, let's see if we can find one that's higher. 1920. Slide this over. 1920. That is, let's slide it over a little bit more. There we go. Okay, what's up with the 1920 for 170,000? Oh, it's MS68. Yeah, it's MS68. So it's a little bit different, right? So if you want to know, if you ever see one of those videos and you want to call bullshit, you want to wave the white flag and say, you know what, that's not right. There's no way. You can come to this site. Everybody has access to it. ngccoin.com/price/guide. Okay. You can Google it. You can pull it up. You can pull up any damn coin you want to, and you can see if it's real. That rare 1923S Standing Liberty Quarter, 25 cents. That's in mint state. That has full hair. The abbreviation for that is MSFH. It's right there. Oh, no, it's not $600,000. It's only 30. And it didn't start in MS69. It ended in MS67. Now we have to go look at PCGS. Maybe the PCGS one was that. Maybe. Barber half. You want to look at a Barber half? Let's go check out the Barber half. Okay, so we get to the $half. Boom. And we're going to come over here to Barber. Oh, wait. We have the 1923 Barber dollar. Barber half. Is that real? 1923 Barber dollar. Barber half dollar. Is that real? Yes or no? If it's real, put a 1 in chat. If it's not, put a 2 in chat. Come on, folks, wake up. If it's real, put a 1. If it's not, put a 2. The 1920 anything Barber half. Oh man, you guys are all falling asleep on me. Wake up, wake up. Come on. It's absolutely not real. That ended in 1915. It can't be real. It's impossible. All right, so we get here and we look at that. So, oh, check this out. This is a fun one. $250,000 for an 1892 micro O. 250,000. Interesting. It's a great price. Now look at this. They call all these other ones. None of the other ones do 250,000. So if you see another one and they say that's these coins sell for 250,000 in an auction, one did. Let's go back through here and look at the 67s. Nope, we're all in the 30,000, 20, 30,000 range, right? So there was one. There was one. Let's go check it out. Let's see what about this is very important. So in order to do this, oh, look at the O. Can you guys see the O? Let's zoom in a little bit. What do you see about this? It's itty bitty, tiny. What's up, Copperal? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. That's another fun channel. You guys go check that out too. Micro O, did it come in a micro P? If it's a kidney stone, then maybe. Just kidding. I don't think so. I think the O's, I think it was just micro O. But we can find out, right? Because we have that right here. We can go back through and look at it. Is there a micro P? Oh, you know what? No, because there's no Philadelphia mint mark. That's how you can tell that it's just a regular, because there's no mint mark for Philadelphia. So clearly it didn't. So we'd have to determine, did it come in micro S or did it come in a micro C or anything like that? So we have to go look. And we can say, I don't see any micro S's. There's only the one. And that one is the rarity. It's the one off. It was a really small one. Maybe they used the wrong one. But it's right here. You can click on it. You can see it. You can go click on that image, zoom in, and it's right there, folks. You've got it. You can see exactly what it is. It tells you, no, I got you. I know. I'm playing with you. But it's right there. It tells you exactly what to look for. And this, when you're looking at these types of things, this is the stuff that you need to do. Look at these elements. This is how you learn. Look at coins. Now, do I ever expect you to go find one of these to look at the coin in your hand? No, no, because there's probably only one of these. We'll have to look at the population report and see how many of these there are. But there's probably not very many. That's why it goes for $250,000. Oh, that's great news. Copper Alcoin's son joined the Navy. I know he's a smart kid. He joined the right service, the branch. No, I am for all military, active or retired first responders. If you are a first responder military, then thank you. But they're here. Somebody name another coin. Let's go check these out. So we did Standing Liberty. Somebody said 1909. Let's go check out that 1909, that infamous oops, that's a half cent. Got to click on the right one. All right. And again, 1909. Can you have a 1909 Indian head cent? Enter 1 for yes, 2 for no. How many survival rate? 2. Cool. He went already looked it up. Awesome. Yeah, so you can look at these, right? 1909 SVDB. We're looking at various items, and you're looking here at the various prices. $90,000 in MS67. It's a red. Now you don't see the difference in prices. It's because this one is red brown and this one is brown. This is what BN. So MS is mint state. You see this over here. BN is brown. You see this MSRB. This is mint state red brown, and then this is mint state red. That's what those acronyms mean. So if you're ever looking at this, that's what that means. So we're looking at the top selling price here. 1909 SVDB, $90,000 from NGC in mint state 67. Now, is there one higher? Well, there could be. We could go to PCGS. We could go to CAC. We could see if there's a higher one. I'm only going to show you NGC because I want you to understand that if you see this coin, you're not going to find a 1909 SVDB for $40 million. It's just not going to happen. That's not how that works. That's not how you find those things. And so it's very important for you to look at and identify these things. So I talked about this just a second ago. Let's go back to this coin right here. So let's close that and let's come down here to this. Now we're getting into some real crazy shit. You want to talk about some giant numbers? Let's talk giant numbers. We got to move that over to MS69 because some of these are high dollars. We're going to be looking at the 1907 high relief. This is a very cool one. This has very specific varieties. You can click on the varieties that are located to the left of this. You don't see it over here because it's farther over than what's going on. This is the 1907. $750,000 for this particular set of coins. Now, there's different ones you can look at. And yeah, it's interesting. Here we go. We got a 1908, no motto, 135,000. So we dig through these and we start seeing these, and you start seeing 200,000 for a 1910S. These are some big dollar coins, right? But let's get down here to the piece de resistance, the big one, the bad boy, the big Mama Jamma. Oh, wait. Where's the 33? There's no price point for the 1933. Can anybody tell me why the 1933, which is the most famous of the Gaudens double eagles, doesn't appear in the price guide? Right? These are things that you have to think critically when you're looking this information up. Well, it doesn't show. It's not here. It must not be here. But who knows the story of the 1933? 1933 gold confiscation. Coin Act. All gold had to be turned in. Had to be turned in for a certain amount of money. All of these coins had to be returned. They were made illegal to own. And throughout history, people showed them. I think there's two, Joseph. Um, there may be more. But I think there is it could be PCGS, that could be why. But I think there's two. I think there's one that's in private hands, and then the other one, I want to say it's at the Smithsonian. I may have that information wrong. I need to validate that. We can find out here in just a minute. So this is one that begs curiosity. So let's do PCGS 1933 Saint-Gaudens. And let's pull this up. We're looking at the price guides, the price values. We're here in PCGS. Let's scroll all the way back down to the bottom. And we're going to look at PCGS 1933. Here you go. There's 15 to 20 known. And here we go. $23.5 million. Like I said, the $24 million was the price point. I already knew this. This is something that I know. I do combating counterfeit coins and looking at prices, and anything that's over $24 million is BS when it comes to a US coin. I happen to know this. I didn't know there were 15 to 20. I do know, I think there's only like one in personal hands. There may be more than that. Again, I would have to look that up to see. But when you start looking at the values of some of these, it's like, holy cow, the prices are insane. 4 million, 6 million for the 1927D. Why is that? Well, if we come over here and we look at the population of those particular coins, there's only 15 to 18 known. So you can do your own research fairly easy. I'm giving you two sites that'll allow you to do that, that'll debunk any one of those stupid freaking things that say it's worth millions. You don't need to really know much about coins. Now you've got two resources where you can validate and verify it yourself. Now, you want to know my other really cool piece? One thing that I absolutely love from NGC, and that's if you type Variety Plus. Now, Variety Plus is something that is really cool for all of you who want to look for varieties and errors. You want to find coins that are worth something? Varieties and errors are usually a good place to be. So you can come over here, you can click on this particular one. And oh, wait, hold on. Fuck, it doesn't matter what country you're in. They have them all listed. You want to go look up world coins? You want to go find them? Go check it out. You remember that really freaking funny Chinese coin that I showed you guys earlier? You want to see what it really looks like? It is China Republic. Oh, they don't have the images. What if they have it on the 50 cent or the dollar? I think it was a dollar. No, they don't have the images of those either. Anyway, the one was just, it was horrible. It looked absolutely cartoonish. But they're here. So you can see like some of these items. You can see some of the elements. They don't always have images because, again, their local entity may not have them because of counterfeiting and all that other stuff. They might just not show it, but you have tons of coins that are here. So let's choose another one. Let's get out of this one and let's go to somebody choose a nation's coin that is very collectible that a lot of people like. I know which one I would look at, but I'll let you guys choose. Who's not watching from the US? Who's watching from Canada, Mexico? Who's watching from overseas? I know I got friends that come in from the Philippines or Indonesia. I've got people. Joseph, have a good one. Take care. I got to be getting out of here pretty soon. It's already almost 2 o'clock. I've been live for almost 3 freaking hours already. It's been a great time. I really enjoyed this. But again, information is power, and sharing information and having information at your fingertips is something that will allow you to overcome the BS of some of this stuff. I'm going to just choose Mexico because I want to do the Libertad. The Onza. I love the Onza. Cool coin. I'm watching from Bama. Look at this. 88. Onza. Double die reverse. You collect Libertads? Here's a good error for you to be looking for. 88. DDR001. Why is this important? Well, because a lot of people who like Libertads or like these Onzas don't necessarily know what to look for varieties because they just don't look. Foreign coins, you can find some really cool stuff. All you got to do is pay attention. I'm watching from my dining room. DJ, that is a good place to do it. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Right? And they tell you what to look for. And you can look at the thickening. This is a great photo. You can see the thickening. You can see the double serifs there. You can see that up there in the 1, the notching that's there. You see the notching in the top there, the notching in the 8. You can see the added element that's added inside that. The narrowing that's happening in this 8. You can see this really, really clearly. You look at the 999 silver, look at the doubling in that. Absolutely amazing stuff. Very cool. Right? Now you can find this stuff, but you just got to know where to look. And so it's important that you guys look and do this kind of stuff. All right, folks. Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Today has been a lesson in looking and identifying some counterfeit coins, doing some reporting of the counterfeit. So I think we reported on anywhere between 10 and 15 of the eBay listings. Tried to turn them in. I'm going to look at my phone real quick and see if we've gotten any feedback from eBay on the elements. Let's go check and see what we have. Nope, no feedback as of yet. It must be after hours, and their AI bot must not be on. Because their AI bot only works during normal business hours. James Valley, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate you for being here. All of you, thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with me today, for learning about this stuff and talking about some of this stuff and dispelling some of the standard mythology that's there. Right? Information is power. And I say this all the time. I'm going to say this. This is my mantra now. Every one of you has the opportunity to do something great in this hobby. All it takes is that you learn the truth. And I'm going to do what I can to provide that to you. I'm going to provide people on my stream who are smarter, more eloquently speaking, and better teachers because I want to make sure that you have the right information. All right, folks. Love you guys. Thank you so much for the people who gifted the memberships, for all the support. You guys take care. Be well, be blessed. And I will see you guys